Alright, everyone. Welcome to episode 66 of Pokerole. It's not quite an evil number. It's getting...
Don't even.
Don't worry, we'll reach that number eventually, I'm sure. just give it time. But,
Don't worry, we're gonna skip over the number that comes 3 from now.
And then we'll summon Giratina. Possibly the really dorky one from Eragon's other D&D game.
He's not a dork, he was a good boy.
By being a good boy, he was a dork. He's supposed to be Satan.
So mean.
Well, all the souls he took throughout the entire campaign got taken by the main villain. It's not his fault.
But, I guess to conclude my intro, because I'm kind of low-key right now, honestly. Do I even have that as... No, I do. I just have it on a weird key. Okay, never mind. Anyways, I should also note, before we fully begin, that if you like the video, do think about giving a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet to the YouTube, think about doing so. But honestly, it'd be great if more people showed up to Twitch, though, because I'm trying to reach partner, and I need more viewers to do it. So if you want to lurk or chat or whatever, think about coming by. And I also have a pretty cool Discord community, as well as a Pokerole community you can access off of that on a different server at the Discord link above. And I have a Coffee link now. This is worth noting. If you want to help directly support my content. All links are in the description if you're curious to check them out. But, with that being said, we can properly begin. I am a little low-key today, though. I got 2 hours of sleep before my last stream, and then I was like, I'm going to sleep a whole bunch tonight. And then I slept 6 hours, and I'm like, well, that's kind of okay sleep. But it doesn't mean I've slept 8 hours in 2 days, so I don't know if I'm really feeling too great. As for the rest of us here on the table, hopefully one can only go up from that description of wellness. How's everybody else doing?
I'm good. I've certainly not been getting as much sleep as I should, but it's my own fault because I'm addicted to staying up late in VR.
I see. Oh, that's why you're bringing up VR. I would like a VR headset at some point. There is some playing by the pound stuff I could do with it, actually. But that is at some point.
Yeah.
I'm alive. I am actually glad we started later than the quote-unquote normal time, because it let me sit at home and relax.
I was gonna say you had a weird schedule, so you were going to originally just rush home from work and immediately start DMing, and I was actually wondering if that was really a good idea. So that's kind of good to hear, actually. Plus, I know your week has not been the best. You have not been having the best time. I won't go into detail of that here unless you want to, but
No,
yeah,
it's fine. Nobody needs to hear that.
I think everybody's been a bit rough lately. I don't know. Kyro's tired. Hopefully not deathly tired. But I don't.
None of us are deathly tired. I'd be concerned.
I legitimately wonder about myself sometimes. I don't know. I just need to get more sleep.
Well, let me give you a fun fact since I looked it up out of curiosity. Go-goats are mildly based on motorcycles, and their name is partially derived from the Japanese go-go, which is the rumbling noise.
Oh, I see.
Yes. And their pre-evo is skiddo. You know, like... skids.
Okay. I'm starting to understand the momentum-based naming scheme for these now. Their design just didn't sell that aspect to them.
That's fair. I thought their name was based off of go-kart, which is wrong.
Card games on go-goats.
No, there will be no card games on motorcycles.
There needs to be a go-kart themed like a go-goat, then. That would be good.
That kind of sounds like something like Glorf would come up with. Guys, I got this amazing idea. Do a card game, right? Card game, but it's a twist on motorcycles.
You know what?
That's a terrible idea.
I just realized something.
Let's do it.
Boop, there. What I realized was I had the volume slightly too low. Pokerole is supposed to have So I keep my my computer sound volume thingy, whatever, on XSplit at 3 bars for literally every stream except for Pokerole, which gets 4 bars because other people are talking, and that's important. So I kind of forgot to adjust it to 4 bars. It's now at 4 bars. So please let me know if the volume is okay for everybody.
Nice. Oh, my audio should be significantly better because I'm not using the mic inside the damn
Headset.
I'm not using the mic inside the laptop itself,
Okay.
which only picks up the fan.
Is there a single good built-in laptop mic? I don't think so. They all kind of suck.
The mic might be good if the fan wasn't so loud.
Oh,
I mean, if theoretically I could turn off the fan, maybe the mic would be good, but I don't know. This mic would sound like shit if I went over there and put it in front of my box fan.
Eragon, I would dare you to call these chicken nuggets. My mate just came back with the boneless wings and they look delicious.
Chicken nuggets.
Wait, why are we addressing Eragon in the chicken nugget discussion?
Because
paying
previously he
attention
called
prior.
boneless chicken wings chicken nuggets of the fancy kind, which I agreed to.
That just sounds like really big chicken nuggets, effectively. If you want to go by that logic.
We call them chicken tenders here.
That's the proper term for them, I think.
Fine. Be that way. I will eat these as we do things and while you guys interact. But anyway,
Sounds fine to me.
quick recap. Last time you all began back at the Zeal Pride rock location. And Zeal led you around behind the rock, and you found really tall grass that Zeal was leading you through. I believe there was potential unintended threat of causing a great wildfire by Zeal, but it's fine, because he didn't.
Hooray, he didn't mess up. An accomplishment.
But eventually, you all made it to the gallantry. And met up with the knights. Speaking of, is that music going?
Oh, it certainly is, yes.
Okay.
Always good to hear more Peanut Swamp, honestly.
But, there was discussion amongst the 3 swords that you were able to see there. Uno, Dos, and Sir Ricade. Dos being most vehemently for, you all need to be punished for what you did. And Sir Ricade being a moderately reasonable old man. Not that swords generally have a gender, but, you know. And then you all met with Calliope / Calvin, a Zebstrika who seems to be in the employ of the rest of the knights there, or who seems to serve the so-called Sir Cheval, whom you did not meet, which kind of implied by Calliope / Calvin that may be a good thing right now. But thankfully, the Zebstrika pointed you all in the right direction, and said that you all are looking for a Glalie, and they probably headed back north. And they directed you north. If you keep going north, you will hit the Drizzle Woods, and beyond that is the Tundra and the Taiga. And if you get lost, look for the tallest mountain. And before you all left, there was a brief moment with Uno, who sort of apologized for things going snowball. And Riley said that they wanted to keep them, so fair enough to say that Uno is not necessarily a malicious type.
Worth keeping. Add to our collection.
Oh no. So you all were left off, leaving the gallantry to head north. And also last time we gave Ralph his new ability, even though the card isn't complete and I totally forgot about it. But at least the card is there and we know what it does.
Oh, which card?
The one for running the numbers.
Oh, let's see here.
It's Ralph's new probability power.
Oh, yeah, reallocation. Yeah. Right. Hey, let's make that card happen for next session. Plus, I need to talk to you anyways about music again at some point next. Like, if you have time this coming week or before next Wednesday. Actually, you never wrote a description for that card either. Or is it just not popping? No, it doesn't have a description.
Oh, I did not.
Yep, I think it's
mostly because my mic kind of gets in the way when I set it up the way I do for Pokerole.
Fair. That's okay. We could develop the card in full as well, off time.
Yep.
We know
what it does.
It is worth pointing out, rather worth confirming, that we are indeed having a session next week, as far as I'm aware, and getting back on normal schedule, our normal technical schedule, unless anybody in the group wants to oppose that, of course. But assuming there's no opposition.
We will see if there is opposition in time.
Okay.
For now, you all are free to do as you normally do, I suppose, because you've been given a direction now.
Get moving. Start walking.
He's a go-getter, him. Oh, by the way, you actually got asked a question, Eragon, in the chat.
I did?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't paying attention to the chat.
I actually don't remember this. Maybe you can fill me in if that's accurate.
What?
Do you know how to chat up?
Give me like 1 second.
Shinkido asked, do you think Riley could learn Sacred Sword in the Gallantry at some point?
This is a conversation that has come up between me and Car already, and I'll say no more than that.
Interesting.
Understand, chat, that I am always 3 steps ahead of you.
I mean, sometimes they're ahead of you.
Yeah, but that's non-canon.
No, Eragon's always 3 steps ahead. That's why he falls in pits first.
Haven't done that in a while, thank you.
You'll get a chance, I'm sure.
Great. Anyway, let's go.
Well, what is our glorious leader want to do?
I thought Glorious Leader wanted to get the fuck away from this tree as fast as possible.
For now, though Brooke did express an interest in Calvin, and at least coming back to see them.
Yeah, but Brooke wants to flirt with the electric type some more.
I like how you just had a disclaimer that.
Said interest is not romantic.
Yet.
I mean... Look. I may have fun and, poke fun at potentially shipping any of you with any other character, but that's all totally up to y'all.
My ship came canon, so I don't know.
That was your choice. That is your choice.
Oh, come on. People were shipping me and Liz for fucking ages.
Yes, but you also chose to make it true.
Tucker had a ship for a bit, but I think it's now just something that we consider pen pals. So not really ship.
Stop flirting with Cafe V's owner, V himself.
That was not a ship that existed before you said that.
You can't ship me, I won't fit in the box.
Bold of you to assume.
You'll have to get a bigger box.
I was thinking a pneumatic press, but that's sure.
Oh.
Alright, Fearless Leader, let's go.
So your fearless leader is done with lunch, anyways.
North to the woods where it's always raining.
Yes. Calvin was kind enough to direct you all north to the Drizzle Woods.
That sounded like the closest destination, yes.
That sounds miserable, to be honest.
It's just a drizzle. It's not like dramatically
being
downpouring woods.
I hate being wet.
Granted, Tucker doesn't exactly like being wet either. But he's kind of worse off, actually. He has the most fur that can retain. He has the largest amount of water retentive fur out of the group.
Sounds like Seattle.
See, let's go to Seattle then.
No. Alright, fine, let's go to Seattle.
Look, I will take rain over stupidly hot.
Okay, fair, but I'll take any other weather over that.
How
Actually,
about both?
Chat makes a good
Come
point.
to Florida, you can have both.
No, Florida has Florida
Fuck
man.
off, Florida man.
Florida man has a reason not to go to Florida. Anyways, Brooke would actually probably be somewhat intrigued by the Drizzle Woods, at least by the name of it. Chat pointed out that fact, and I'm like, yeah, actually, that's a good point. He might like this.
You think Brooke will be running?
I'd be happy to have you, but don't have a guest room. That's okay.
I'd like to visit you. That'd be cool. I'll sleep in the attic. I'm accommodatable.
Anyway. You all begin heading north. And Zeal, oblivious as can be after they have gotten over the fact that they are going to make the Knights in the Gallantry their knights, because of course that's what he wants.
Of course.
He was really on about that.
Hey, so why do you think the Drizzle is called Drizzle? What's the Drizzle? It sounds like a thing that you do with the tasty sauce stuff that goes over food that we had at the festival. Hey, when's that gonna happen again?
Next year.
But that's a year away.
Work really hard and the time will fly by.
I pat him on the back. I know.
Who said you to interact with the child, Ralph?
No response.
Though you do notice, as you continue your travels, and it gets later, that it is getting a little more humid the further north you get.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the problem is,
Ugh.
it's not getting cooler yet. So, even by the time the sun sets, and it is a little cooler, y'all feel sticky and gross.
Great.
Except maybe Brooke.
We are in Florida. No.
Brooke is probably just all shiny. I'm fine with it.
Oh, I hate everything happening right now.
Being the only furless one, he's probably the least bothered by humidity anyways, regardless of water typing.
I have no trick in my repertoire to get rid of fucking humidity.
And sadly, the plump pooch does not have any repertoire tricks either.
I can just screech to the heavens.
He is actually, Tucker's fur, wouldn't be surprised if it starts getting a bit curly. That long fur of his.
It's your own fault for not having someone who can use a weather move.
Well, maybe we could use a weather move if somebody didn't use a one weather orb.
You know how far
was
back that was.
Session 1.
That was session 1.
Yeah. Never forget.
Never not hold. Eragon slash
Besides, it
Riley's
was
methodology
it
is
was,
never not hold a grudge.
It was a blizzard orb. That wouldn't be better. It would just
Yes, it would.
melt.
Yeah, it's way better. At least it's cool.
Also going to take this moment to tell everybody, remember to drink more water.
I am.
Yeah, drink, Brooke. Well, now that we're all miserable, we should probably set up camp. Don't all jump up at once, okay.
Alrighty.
What is the hour
Okie dokie,
upon
Gio.
us? What is the hour upon us? Is it getting
Yeah.
late?
Well, I said it was getting dark, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah?
assuming.
Yeah, by the time the sun sets, it hasn't gotten much better.
Mhm.
Maybe a few degrees cooler, but it's still humid and gross.
Do we forego the fire because it's too damn hot?
I mean, it might make it less humid for you.
Admittedly, the humidity might make Tucker just slightly a bit cuter because he might have like kind of a scruffy bit of fur in front of his face now. Kind of like that one Eevee from that one when. Oh, I can't remember. Remember that anime, the Pokemon anime side episode stuff that was just focused on nothing but Eevee before it meets Ash? Kind of like that, if you guys remember what I'm talking about.
Yes, I
Yeah.
remember.
That Eevee had a lot of fluff in front of the face.
I have disconnected.
You don't
What?
remember? You remember, but your session doesn't. Tucker becomes. How do you say that word, anyways? Hisuian Growlithe? That's actually cute, and actually kind of yes, like that. That's a more topical, relevant reference. I approve of that.
I watched a video of someone making like commentary on all the new Hisuian Pokemon, and they said the region name wrong every single time, and it made me mad.
Can you say it one more time so I know how they pronouncing it? How they pronounce it properly now? Because I don't know.
Hisui.
Hisui? Okay.
Mhm.
Hisui. Then how do you say Hisuian? Hisuian?
Yep.
Okay. Hisuian then.
Or it would be Hisui. But that one I'm not certain about. The most natural sounding one to me seems to be Hisui. Also, no! Tabletop is doing that thing.
Aw. But yeah, it is worth pointing out that Tucker does have some fluff in front of the face. It's normally not blocking his eyes or anything, but under the conditions of humidity, it probably gives him a bit of a sheepdogish sort of look. It probably is annoying him, but oh well.
I was gonna say, I mean, Tucker might not be having a terrible time and might look cuter, but you're also still miserable because
He's still miserable. Yeah.
at this point, y'all have spent several months in this arid climate and have started to acclimate to it.
Oh yeah, the dry conditions specifically, yeah. Eragon doesn't seem to exist anymore.
No, Kyrio's not connected either, but nobody gives a shit about Kyrio.
No, I do give a shit about Kyrio, but Kyrio shows up in my friends list. You don't, dear. I can't re-invite you, basically, is what I'm saying. Oh wait, hold on. I have a thought. Nope, that didn't help at all. Okay, that's weird. Yeah, you don't exist, hon. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Tucker gets a free emo hairline? No, not at all. When dogs have hair in front of the face, you don't call it emo. It's a different style. Also, it could be Steam doing the thing that Steam does, but... well, I re-invited Kyrio. And I would re-invite Eragon, but I can't, so you guys should probably hop back in. What's going on, Eragon? Why aren't you... What are you doing? There you
I
are.
was continually failing to connect. So.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, so what I'm gonna say we do is just all
Reload
leave
table?
the table and
Reload
restart
table.
the table.
I was thinking that too. It's like, maybe we need to reload the table. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, everyone's talking about Kevin, so
Why does this only affect Tabletop Simulator, though? That's the thing I don't know.
probably has to do because Tabletop Simulator is not only tied to Steam, but the fact that even if we're hosting, you know, our own tables and stuff, it's still tied to their stuff.
Right.
Though more importantly, it's tied to Steam, so whenever Steam does a thing, like do its reboot or whatever,
I'm glad they're not using terrible expletives at the moment because I hate showing that on stream. I'm glad they're not yelling too aggressively at Kevin, in other words. I will restart the table. There we go. Because unfortunately, when you go back to the title screen, you're forced into global... Wait, what? Oh, I can't even make the table now. This is a new one.
Yeah, tabletop's down.
Oh no.
I wonder how long this running joke of Kevin. Yeah, results ER timeout. Wait, does that say ER? It needs to go to the emergency room apparently. There we go. Got the table to exist. No, EK. Yeah, no, E result timeout.
Maybe Kevin was the friends we made along the way.
What?
I'm reading.
Well, they're
the
pretty
chat.
shitty friends then.
I'm reading.
Oh, Silverwolf, this is not the worst technical issues we've had, trust me. It's also giving me time to eat the rest of my boneless wings.
The way you said that, you slightly slurred the words. Your bumbless wings. Ah, yes, they're not butt wings. Good to know. This happens like every episode. So, perhaps in an alternate timeline, I maybe would have figured out, oh, hey, Steam Reset affects TTS really horribly, and it happens on Wednesdays. Maybe we shouldn't stream... Well, honestly, Wednesday's still the best day, though, for people. For us, as a group, so... Just
Yeah.
like, it's unfortunate that we have Wednesday as the day of availability, but that's just how it is.
It's unfortunate that Steam chooses to reset at this specific time.
Should I change the music yet, by the way, since I've had to restart the table? Or should I just leave it on Gallantry until we actually reach a destination?
Yeah, you can leave it on Gallantry.
I know.
Didn't we have like 3 or 4 episodes where it was just the Wild Prairie music?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. I don't want to make people suffer more Wild Prairie.
Anyway, it's not a bad song, but it's best to switch to new songs whenever possible, I feel. Or songs that haven't been heard in a while, I suppose. Hey, it worked. Yeah, now it did, because... Okay, there we go. Excuse me. Okay, there we go. But yeah, Steam is just, I mean... Call me unprofessional, but I don't really know what I can do to make Steam not do something. I don't think that's really possible, so... Tubby, table is back. Here, have an invite. At least it only really happens once. Each day it does that. Just shove everything back like 2 hours so you miss the reset, said Virus. Yes, I'm sure that works great with people's work schedules on Sunday. Or Wednesday. Does Eragon exist? I think Eragon exists.
I've been here this... I was the first one here!
Apparently you're not very noticeable because they didn't notice you.
My name's at the top of the list.
Yeah, why are you at the top? Oh, well, anyways. Moving on. We set up camp. It's miserable. Tucker might look kind of adorable, but miserable still stands.
We were debating making a fire.
How does Riley's fur curl in the heat, in the humidity? Or does it? It's kind of short-haired. Riolas are short-haired, right? Effectively.
Fairly, yes. Riley is definitely a bit fluffier than your typical Riolu.
Oh, yeah? Actually, yeah.
Yes.
Has that been reflected in his art before? Yeah, a little bit.
I feel like one of these images is not the best indication of how fluffy he is.
I mean, the hair... Look, this really grim, dark image, your hair is glorious in it.
Thanks. Yeah, bye.
I like how just, like, the hairdo is just good in that one. I know it's not the topic of the... And it's not the focus of the picture, but still.
Gosh darn it.
Yep, it's dead.
Wait, it died again? Oh, yeah, there it is. You notice how sometimes we don't actually really have any issues?
No. We never have gone without issues.
Are you
I know
sure?
there are sometimes we've had no issues.
Or it's very minor. At worst.
Yeah, it varies. Anyway, I can keep narrating.
Let's just keep going. Let me know if... keep trying to reconnect. If you think the table's dead, just interject somewhere. And I'll reset it again.
Yeah. So for now, you all have camping time. The current debate is whether or not you want to build a fire and if that will make things better or if they will make things worse. It's also pertinent to remind all of you, you're no, you're not out of rations yet, but you're getting there.
How much rations do we have left then, mister?
Probably enough for another day, maybe 2 if they're spread out.
Cool, great.
Now my server fully dead. It's a good thing I have multiple saves. That's not... So in other words, hunting will need to be done soon.
Well, if y'all want to do that, that's all you.
Yeah,
Well, somebody doesn't want to hunt.
I think.
There is a reason for that, but this is not the time or place.
It is interesting because the most fight-centric character doesn't want to do such a
It's
thing.
probably the most capable of hunting as well, considering that you literally can't hide from him.
I like how I stoked your ego enough for you to mention that.
Never gonna let people forget that. You can run, but you cannot hide, and even running probably won't get you very far because he's fucking fast.
Would fire help make Tucker poofy? So, I think a fire might... I don't know, it would dry off the immediate surroundings. It would reduce the humidity in the immediate surroundings. But...
Yeah. And it'll increase visibility, so we probably want to fire.
Also, Dragonborn, thank you for the message. Nightbot just doesn't like caps lock, but I appreciate it all the same.
I mean, I guess Riley will make a fire.
You're a doll, Riley. Thanks for the fire.
Don't
You
call
could
me
say-
that ever again.
Is he a Poke doll?
Don't encourage him.
Oh no.
He's not a polka doll, but you can have your own Riley polka doll with their brand new line of merch.
Shush you.
I don't think we're popular enough for that. Yet.
Oh man, I would love that. Huggable Ralph doll with 100 random Ralph races.
Don't get ahead of yourself, please.
Yeah, how about
You hug it and it says one of 100 random quotes that I've said before.
Here's a link to our
your
Teespring account.
Teespring account? If only. In any case, Riley, you're trying to make a fire, right?
Yes.
Roll me survival nature
Just survival of nature?
and logic.
Wow, fuck. How?
Well, I assume you're trying to start a fire, kind of like, gosh,
Stealing a clicker. I'm gonna try that again, but this time I'm not going to misclick it. There we go, my click is broken again, and I can't make fires for shit.
I fixed your... No, I fixed your clicker.
it is not working, I can confirm.
Okay, I just had to hit it enough times and it starts working again.
Well, there it goes.
Clickers are fucked. Either way.
So, yeah, I agree. It could be a server issue because of the whole stupid maintenance thing.
Actually, I think that's more likely, because I can run it just fine as usual. But
So, in any case, Riley, you try to make a fire the way you think, kind of in the human fashion, you should. You put the sticks together and you try rubbing them together and it does not work.
Okay, can I set my foot on fire and then just stand on the sticks? hovers over Blaze Kick. Yeah, have that.
Sure. Go ahead and stand on the sticks and roll for Blaze Kick. Meanwhile, you have Zeal standing there watching this.
I was gonna say, is he just gonna be is he just standing there expectantly hoping to be asked for his help because he's
using your roller? There we go. Thank you, Tucker.
You're welcome.
Well, you set your feet on fire and quickly set the tinder on fire, despite it being, humid damp.
There we go. Fire made.
So here's the thing. You're now standing in fire.
I'm gonna get out of the fire before it light up.
There's definitely a moment in your head where you're going, ow, 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 and you're trying not to show it.
I'm tough. It's fine.
Tiber may or may not silently approve of this.
He is tough, too.
Really? Wants me to be bird steak. Fantastic.
Brooke wishes he had a smartphone, or perhaps what if he remembered what a smartphone is? Brooke vaguely remembers that there is a device that is super convenient and useful, but he's not sure what the term for it is.
This sounds like a good way to get your smartphone Blaze kicked out of your hand.
Beerus wants to know if Eragon lost HP.
No.
Or rather, Riley.
Fortunately, Riley is not Steel type yet. Otherwise, that might have actually started to hurt a little.
If I rolled damage a Blade Kick against myself, I could just self-destruct. You have no idea how much that would hurt.
I mean, do you want a meld move that involves self-immolation?
Not particularly.
Counter is for physical moves. He'd need Mirror Coat for that.
What do you mean? Blade's Kick is a physical move? You're kicking somebody.
Yeah, but are you kicking yourself, or are you standing in fire, which would be a not physical?
I don't know.
Are we doing a literal foot and mouth thing here?
I don't know. We're not doing anything. I'm getting out of the fire.
Good. Moving on. You guys now have a fire. Yay! It's still damp. Not as damp, but, it's only getting marginally better. And you have light. Not that Tucker needed it to see, but...
Maybe not, but Tucker does seem a little bit better with having a fire around, though admittedly he is panting, not only from the humidity he was already dealing with, but the extra heat from the fire. Still, he doesn't seem to oppose it. Truth be told, it's good to have a fire in, well, the wilderness when you're trying to take a break. Protection.
Zia walks over and lifts a paw to pat Riley. That's okay. I did pretty bad at my first fires too, but now I am a master and I am amazing at fire.
Thanks.
One day you too shall master the secrets of fire. Though hopefully they don't all come from your feet, because that probably stinks.
The thanks is lessening now.
Warm and wet is surprisingly nice when you're a gator, Brooke comments.
Freaking Florida gator.
Tucker would remark, maybe this is a little easier when you don't have fur.
So, who wants to roll the Doom Dice for tonight?
Fearless leader.
Nominating Brooke. Poor Brooke for it.
Brooke.
Very middle of the road of you.
It's on brand.
Well, as you all start to settle...
Salandits.
Yeah, at least it's not more Salandits. Goodness.
More Salandits.
Well, here's the thing. You can't encounter more Salandits.
Yeah, we did kind of kill a lot of them.
That wasn't the point, but yeah.
Yeah,
the puppy droops at that.
Yeah, we destroyed their leader, and
They are scattered. You cannot encounter any more of the loot Salandits.
yeah, because not only did we dispatch their leader, we're also probably a smidge far north out of their.
Yeah, Kyrio's right. They should be all over the continent now.
Wouldn't be surprised if the big strong ones maybe try to get a few bands together still.
But they're all dumb as a bag of bricks.
Are they done?
I mean,
I don't know.
the world turns even when you're not there. There may or may not be stuff elsewhere in the world.
The Salandit Alliance.
I think we're talking past the Landits with that statement.
In any case... Crap, I lost my train of thought. Regathering train of thought.
Doom dice was rolled. Three was gotten.
Yes. Sorry, there was just a buffering circle for a second. So during the night, as you all lay down, you fall asleep to the distant sound of croaking songs. The peaceful song of frogs.
Now to determine which frog Pokemon are doing that.
God damn it, Kyrio, don't give him ideas.
No, but only because of one thing in that sentence. Anyway, you awaken and the fire has already gone out because damp, but that's also okay because now it's really warm again.
Great.
Zeo looks kind of fine, but like his fire mane is weirdly curly all over.
I'm gonna test something. Tucker managed to actually sleep okay despite all the humidity. It was hard for he was probably rolling around a little bit, trying to figure out whether or not he wanted to be hot and dry by the fire or warm and humid away from it.
Ah, yes, the unfortunate dichotomy.
Tragic.
As you all... I'm going to keep going because, of course...
Ignore it. I will just simply fix the table if it needs fixing.
Yes, it is fine. This is a little bit more narration and people being able to choose stuff, and if necessary, Kyrio can always message me or us in the group chat. Moving on! As you continue to travel, it does indeed remain humid, and in fact get more so as you proceed further north. But thankfully, the prairie gives way to something akin to a grassland of sorts as you continue moving further and further north. Less dry, dusty browns and yellows, and closer to greens. Occasionally, you find actual trees around here that look like they have berries that you don't normally see outside of the orchard.
We've gone so far north, we've gone to actually hospitable land.
Well, you say that, but it's still stupidly humid.
You've clearly never been to the prairies.
Tucker's energy levels are kind of low. The humidity kind of laying over him like a heavy blanket. But he does kind of perk up when he starts when the group starts seeing a lot more greenery. He seems a little more familiar slash comfortable with this sort of terrain. Aside from the humidity, of course. How's the heat, though, with that humidity?
The temperature has gone down slightly. Not enough to be super noticeable, but just enough that you aren't constantly uncomfortable because of the heat so much as because of how humid it is. Because here's the thing. Humidity makes it seem worse than it is.
Feels like temperature rather than actual temperature, after all, yeah. Tucker will actually, as the travels go on, assuming that the team is not taking a breakneck pace, he will actually do a little bit of, let's see here. What is the usual role for, like, just kind of wanting to scavenge / forage as they go? Kind of a something survival role.
That would be survival nature.
Instinct, perhaps?
It's either instinct or logic, depending on what, they're planning on doing.
It's using the snooter and trying to sniff out things like berries and such, since it is indeed more temperate now. And
Which would be fine.
rations are getting low, so...
You can also use Odor Sleuth if you so wish.
Sure. Actually, let's do that. I don't really use that move very often. Let's see if Odor Sleuth and some observational skills can turn up anything. Insight, Survival, Alert.
Alright.
That's actually a far worse roll than if I had done the other one, though.
True, but it's more specific.
It is more specific.
I subscribe to the same thing my DM does, where if you have a very specific skill and you're doing that specific thing, it does better than the general skill.
That's fair. Basically, its rolls are more powerful if they do well.
Yep, it's a sort of trade-off.
Yeah, it's fair.
It also allows people with niche abilities to do very well in their niche. I need the Riolu to do his insight, well, depending on what you're doing, is insight channel survival or... Yeah. Insight channel instinct, probably, for now.
Oh, is
Okay.
What's Riley doing?
Clicking vainly on my dice roller.
I meant more what they're doing the roll.
He's trying to train on the move.
Oh.
I assume it's mostly the same as what he was doing last time,
Hey.
which was trying to do his aura training.
Yes.
Sweet, everybody's making good rolls.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I'm fairly
let me go
satisfied with that.
back to-
I feel kind of happy about a 4. That's pretty good, honestly.
Critical training.
Yes. Now, back to Brooke.
Who's
Brooke
wide
is
awake.
actually wide awake in the morning. He seems much more energetic than he usually does. Which should probably be expected. Yay, Kyrio's back. Which should probably be expected, considering humidity is probably better for the Croconaw than the very arid environment he's normally in. I wouldn't be surprised if in the future Brooke decided that if they can't live in Sea Spray, they'll live up here.
In the middle of nowhere.
Look,
I feel obligated to mention as well.
if they can go undisturbed with their many electric type consorts, it's fine if it storms every day.
Keep the electrotypes around, it'll storm more often.
Anyway,
Freak
I
out.
feel obligated to mention Riley looks very tired.
He didn't sleep again. Good.
Considering Brooke's views on cities, he may prefer the middle of nowhere, which is true and fine.
That is fair.
Oh gosh, Brooke is really gonna hate when we get to one of the other continents.
It's actually worth noting that
Metropolis.
Tucker does not hate cities. He finds them enthralling, but he's not actually super used to them himself. That much was obvious by his visits to Sea Spray.
Is there anything Ralph wants to do while the traveling is commenced?
Not particular. I mean, he's probably looking a bit miserable too.
Was wondering if the humidity was doing him no favors.
No, he's
It's fine.
probably,
Ralph has a natural temperature control system.
yeah. I mean, I have the thick fat, which I don't know if that.
Thick fat would make humidity worse, I feel.
Yeah, I feel like
Speaking from experience.
I'm going to rule that it's the ears. Still poofy looking though.
Metronome for Rain Dance, oh no.
He can try. He currently has enough power over metronome to do support moves if he wants. It's just hard to control what.
I mean, I could also like try for Ice Beam, but I don't
This is
know.
true. In any
I'm
case,
gonna not.
that's probably smart.
Actually, Brooke has Ice Beam.
Technically, sort of, yeah.
Oh yes, ice gun.
Brooke can make ice chips.
You could, yeah, there we go. Hey, Brooke. Can you, like, do that ice thing, water on me?
You want me to shoot you with freezing cold water, Brooke asks?
Yes, more than anything right now.
Important to note, you can use moves in a non-combative or non-lethal fashion. Brooke shrugs, okay. So Dex Fight Channel -3. Which is 6 dice, it looks like. I think that's another thing I love about Pokerole. I can see everyone's sheets and help. Well, on the bright side, it's not a terribly strong blast.
Yeah, it's good.
I think a crit might be... I see, in this situation, I don't know if a crit's a good thing or a bad thing.
On the also bright side, it's also really cold. So even if it did, you know, like 1 damage for trying to be, you know, non-lethal, Ralph would pretty much not feel it anyway.
Yeah. Feeling good now.
I just sopping wet.
Let's see if we have a lovely centerpiece for dinner. Oh no. Oh, that's right.
Huh?
Yup.
What?
So,
I'm confused.
So, Brooke, was that the freeze or the flinch? That was the freeze. So, Ralph, it feels really cool, and then it just gets colder and colder. There is a thin layer of frost holding Ralph in place.
But he has a smile.
Let's see if we have a lovely centerpiece for dinner. Could you put that in a more voracious way? Holy crap. That's great. I love it.
Yes, Ralph has a big old smile on his face.
The dice like that statement. Clearly.
Ralph doesn't even need to be flinched, he's frozen.
I'm not carrying him.
So, you all are sort of like foraging and training and doing things as you travel. And Ralph asks to be cooled off and cools off a little too much.
Okay.
Well, someone is going to have to. Brooke says.
Bradley is going to go over to Ralph and just slam his fist into the top of Ralph's head to break the ice.
Alas, poor Ralph, you hardly knew the cold. It shatters with the sound of glass and dreams breaking.
Of course, what's funny is that Tucker probably wasn't aware of any of this. What he's been doing is, as the group basically follows more or less a line through the wilderness, he is doing basically wide circles out from that. Still able to keep a general... He's probably not even keeping line of sight, depending how long is the grass around here? You said it was grassy.
It's very grassy, and it's long, but it's not like the really tall grass where you couldn't see over it very well.
Fair.
For, you know, a quadruped earlier. It's shorter, but it's greener and it's more pliable, and in fact, generally because of that, more pleasant to walk through.
Well, anyways, that's good that he has line of sight. He might have noticed something's up, but he's not really sure what exactly. He's actually kind of... He started spiraling out from the group a fair ways as they walked. He's mostly using his nose to keep track of the group. But also using his nose to keep track of, well, whatever he rolled a 4 for, basically. He's looking for berries. He's looking for anything that doesn't require active hunting, but more foraging.
You manage to find a few nondescript berries that have fallen at the base of a tree that don't look like they've begun to rot just yet. You also come across a strong-smelling series of thin stalks. The scent reminds you of onion.
Tucker will handily gather up whatever he can, chopping off to the roots on those sort of plants if he needs to cut them, and will package them all away into his bag. He's basically just picking up here and there as they go. Hopefully, he'll have a decent amount by the end of the day.
Riley, in the meanwhile, you've been trying to train, and you even take a short break from your training to stop Ralph from being a statue.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
Oh god, how do I describe it?
So as I recall, you've been working on manipulating aura and energy.
Yes. Because I kind of sucks at it.
Well, you're getting better at it. And the one thing you're noticing is, as you go further north, especially in this greener area, there's more energy here that you can draw on. It's not like before when you were out in the prairie where there was less of it or it was harder to draw on. Oh dear, did we lose someone at some point?
Could you repeat all of that? Now that my Discord's back from crashing.
Oh, I see.
Huh. I'm fine, by the way. Just want to note that.
I didn't realize it crashed.
I didn't either.
No, my Discord crashed.
Oh, I bet it had an update. As I was saying, you were working on drawing on, energy and aura, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, one of the things you notice in this greener zone is that it's easier to draw on energy, or there's more of it to draw on. Unlike before, when you were in the prairie, and even at the Pyro Pride, there it seemed like it was harder to draw on outside energy, or that there was less of it around to draw on. So it occurs to you that the natural state of the environment may have something to do with how easy it is for you to draw aura from outside sources.
Okay. This is interesting. This is how I learned to do a life drain power.
Potentially.
Of course, that's the first thing it goes to.
But that's not exactly what you're figuring out at the moment.
I think that's a few steps away yet, yes.
It is more than a few steps away, yes. You're also trying to figure out other things.
Like constructs.
Yeah.
The funny ball I can throw as an attack to finally have a ranged move.
Is that one of the things you're trying to practice?
Yes.
Good lord, by the way, you have so many moves.
More!
Move
Wait.
order.
He's trying to throw a ball. You're gonna get Tucker involved? Fetch?
I don't think you want to fetch that one. It will hurt.
Hey, Tucker. Do an insight survival alert.
Oh no!
Because since you're trying to do that, at some point, you manage, with much more ease than you thought you would, to create a stable sphere in your hand. So, do you try to propel it like you think aura spheres are supposed to be propelled, or do you chuck it?
I will propel it.
So, you hold out your hand. I have to make new moves by sticking the ones I have together.
I worked hard for these moves.
So you stick out your hand and you try to propel it with a blast. Almost as if you're trying to use force palm. and you can almost hear the puh, dink, 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 as it barely goes anywhere and falls to the ground and bounces like twice.
Well,
Tucker, you see glowy ball. It has fallen to the ground.
I'm surprised it's still in the ball shape, to be honest. Otherwise, until it pops.
That's a good question.
So essentially, you have the pellet, but you're not a pro.
Well, Tucker is... Okay, I'm just going to ignore that. Well, Tucker is mostly seeking things to forage, not things to hunt. He's nonetheless being very alert, especially since he is spraying out for the rest of the group, meaning that, you know, if something could sneak up on him. So, when that orb dinks nearby, he actually does react to it, noticing it, and do a little pounce. He's not sure what it is at first. Now, the question is, what is that move again? Is it effectively a aura sphere?
It is supposed to be an aura sphere. You have pounced it?
Yes, he's going to pounce it.
It's Rio's new move, Aura Fetch.
You pounce the ball. It doesn't do anything at first. Mostly because Tucker is soft.
He is. He's not aware of what Riley is trading, so...
Ball.
Once he realizes that it is his weird glowy ball, he will probably unpounce and just look at it quizzingly for a moment.
You look at it for a minute, and Riley, no one else seems to really hear this, but your dangles sort of twitch a bit as you can sort of hear a very brief keening, kind of like a balloon losing air. That high-pitched sort of whine, and then it just pops out of existence.
That perfect noise. Tucker, upon the exact moment of that noise, Tucker does a little leap into the air, and it looks very surprised. But also,
Riley will probably notice Tucker doing that and try and toss another one for him.
So are you actually throwing this one?
I'm like a gentle roll.
a gentle roll.
Roll.
Tucker-
Only a doom die.
Okay.
Doom die. I'm rolling. I'm using your clicker because mine's still fucked.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and use mine. I don't use it often.
Yeah.
Well, it rolls through the grass and rustles the grass. And rolls past Tucker.
What I say, it's new move, Aura Fetch.
Tucker notices the origins of this one, and he does keep an eye on it. And this one he just lets kind of roll past him. He's still a little confused, but he does bap it a bit.
Does it pop the moment he does that?
Not immediately. There's a few baps, and then...
He doesn't jump this time, but his ears go like, what? Straight up. And then he just looks, and then Tucker just peers over to Riley in the distance and just does a very determined, very firm head tilt to Riley. And just stares him down and like, what? What is this?
I'm gonna shrug.
After a moment of thought, Tucker also shrugs and goes back to what he was doing.
Gonna toss another one.
And then quietly in Riley's head, do it. Beat him.
I'm gonna try to hit him
Do it.
with it.
Wait, what? Where are you? All right, where are you throwing it then? Or slide it?
Oh,
Are you
I was
bowling
gonna
it, or
try
are
and
you-
throw it over Tucker's head.
Oh,
The voice in my head is telling me to hit you in the back of the head for it. Hold on a second. Let me just.
the real dice?
Okay. Sorry, Tucker.
What?
I mean, he's not exerting any influence. He's just being, like, the bad friend right now.
For impulse control. I want to try and bounce it off his head.
Oh no.
Aww.
You should give him a card for Aura Fetch.
Oh what?
No.
card for fetch?
I mean, eventually he's gonna get Aura Sphere and can just do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna overhead lob another ball.
Aiming for...
I'm aiming for over Tucker's head. If it hits him in the back of the head, it hits him in the back of the head.
Okay, you're trying to chalk this up to an accident now. Alright, got it.
Yeah. Where the dice fall where they may, it's another 6.
So, sails over Tucker's head, bounces high in front of Tucker's vision, and then bounces again, and then is unseen as it falls within deeper grass. As you guys realize, oh, there is a small forest in front of us now.
Oh, we've been fucking around this whole time.
Tucker
Yes,
does
you
not.
have.
Tucker does not immediately notice the forest. It actually does. Now, kind of getting into the game, does 2 little hops and then a big bound to follow its little hopping path into the tall grass.
Are you sure Tucker is not supposed to be a Nickit?
I make no promises. I feel like
Nickers didn't exist when this game started.
I know.
I do see some relation between the two of them, though. Yes.
Just like the whole pouncing thing.
He's a pouncy dog. What can I say?
You pounce the ball.
Some dogs are super pouncy dogs.
You pounce the ball, and of course, immediately.
You do that noise so perfectly.
I know, it's great. That's why I can't. I would have stopped after the first one, but I just want the noise.
Ah, I see. Audio gratification. Oh no.
Tucker probably disappears in that taller grass, though. So hopefully that's okay.
But yes, the
We've
rest of
never
you see
seen
Tucker
again.
bound after this aura orb that Riley has gotten very handy at making, and vanishes into the grass and into the edge of this forest. Don't get lost, Brooke calls.
This is how Riley's gonna master Orsphere. Fucking playing fetch with it.
Listening to Brooke's voice, Tucker actually does leap right back out of the grass and kind of looks up, realizing indeed that now there is a forest in front of them. He looks a little sheepishly towards Brooke, knowing that perhaps jumping into tall grass he can't see through wasn't the smartest idea. Sorry, he kind of calls out.
So Ralph, since you've begun to sort of lag behind, also partially because you're also now kind of extra damp because of the ice.
Now he's just soaked.
Just a moment. We're heading into uncharted territory. We should stick closer together, Brooke says. Speaking of, Ralph, you notice that as you look left and right from, the back of this line, the forest doesn't look like it extends particularly far. It's probably just a patch in this northern area. And it certainly doesn't look like it fits the description of Drizzle Woods, at least by the name.
Tucker returns to the group. Kind of coming back to the group now that they've actually reached something of interest. Though he does give a sort of excitable tail waggle towards Riley as he steps back into the group.
Riley will give Tucker a pat to the top of the head.
He will definitely ease his head up into the pat.
Very serious expression, pat, but a pat nonetheless.
The seriousness seems to get lost on Tucker.
Well, he still looks like he's, extremely fucking tired. This is not the only emotion that he has available at the moment.
So the question is, do you head in, or do you go around?
How wet is the
Was your description that this isn't Drizzle Woods, basically? Or it's a small thing?
Yes, it is a small forest,
It's a grove.
quote-unquote.
It's a grove.
Yes, a grove. Or a glade, or however you want to put it.
I mean, I hate to be the guy being the, voice of reason, but if there are things to snack on, they're gonna be in there. As long as Ralph doesn't get to them first.
Tucker will pipe up. I found a few things. Oh. Let's see, was it berries and some, some ingredients for cooking, basically, like onions, right?
Some herbs that kind of smelled of onions. You found more chives.
Yay, herbs. And some berries as well that fell off trees.
Yeah. What were you saying, Tubby?
Oh, yeah, what was that?
I was joking that I walk slightly faster. So.
Mission of
I'm
food.
gonna grab you by your collar if you try and go on ahead.
Tucker pipes up. I did find a few things to eat as we were going, but it wouldn't be bad to get some more. He does rationalize, possibly because he's a fat pooch, but you know.
Yeah, unlike the rest of y'all, if Riley doesn't eat for like 3 days, he'll just disappear.
That's even worse.
Just a skinny fucker, isn't he?
Kinda.
Look at the rest of you, and then there's fucking Riley. Look at him.
Well, I would guide you through this, but I haven't been here before, so I will defer to the judgment of my expeditionary leader, which I have named Brooke.
How formal.
I can't believe you've given him the name Brooke. That's such a rude thing to say.
Yeah, but I supposed to be your, like, number 2 guy?
You're my treasurer.
Yeah, I
You will
suppose.
keep all the shinies safe, and we will know how much they are worth, and we will be the most shiniest kingdom ever. Yes.
Is your tribe well known for collecting shiny things?
No, but I can make it that way.
Huh. Did the Pirate tribe even use the giblet monies?
I don't believe they did.
Shh. Let the child dream.
Let us crush his dreams.
I mean, you could always introduce a new economy to the...
This is the one place that has not been corrupted by capitalism. Let's keep it that way.
That should be an out of context clip. Let the child have his dreams. I want to crush his dreams. I like that it brings you great joy there.
I can bring great joy. It brings me great joy to crush the dreams of children.
Ah, you mean you enjoyed it when I crushed your hopes and dreams by making Tiber take over Riley for a while.
I'm not a child. Crushing adults' hopes and dreams is just sad.
You're not adult either. What? Riley is neither. Riley's more child than adult, right? Technically.
You have no idea how old he is.
Riley is probably closer to adult than most of this party.
True.
He is actually the second oldest after Ralph.
Fair.
But there are reasons he acts the way he does.
Don't you call him your precious child sometimes though?
Yeah.
So here we go.
I created him. He is my son.
Didn't I make that art of "Don't talk to me or my son ever again"?
Yes, you did. I think I still got that somewhere. Canonically very short in that picture. I'll take it. He's a short boy.
Well, while the team debates whether or not to check out the Grove, Tucker will attempt to focus his, Okay, I was about to say something that sounded really stupid, so I'll say it anyways. He's going to try to focus his nasal energies on sniffing into that grove and seeing if there's anything dangerous in there, any Pokemon.
Were we even debating? I mean, I haven't heard a single argument against it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But nonetheless,
The dark
a
sniff.
dark sniff. What a
Yeah,
combination
I
of
was
words.
thinking, yeah, we should go to the Grove.
Alright, let's see here. See
I was
the other
actually planning on giving this sniff as well.
sniffs are good. Cool.
I'm just trying to leave room in case Kyrio is typing. I always assume Kyrio is typing by default.
This is fair. Also, 2. That's too bad. I was hoping for another 4.
Alas, the curse persists.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself, I've got no twos yet today.
I like my
I'm a-
rolls
I'm
better
a-
when they match the number of paws I have.
Yeah.
Yes, Tubby.
I'm gonna do a sniff too.
Okay,
Except I'm not looking for danger. I'm looking for food.
of course.
It smells like grass.
Thank you, Zeal, Burke says. It wouldn't hurt to check around. We might even find more supplies inside. Zeal should stick to the front since he's easiest to see in the shadows. And because I am the leader. They think. Because, you know, of course he does.
They proudly think to themselves.
As Zeal tromps to the front, mildly lighting the way.
At least he's bioluminescent.
Pyroluminescent.
To be fair, Riley doesn't know what either of those words mean, so...
He's hot. Yeah, sure. Not yet.
Si caliente.
Look, I'm trying very hard to figure out to type, but you make it very difficult.
Not that kind of hot. I don't know. Hakamo might disagree.
Oh my god.
No, si caliente is Spanish for yes, hot.
In any case, Tucker and Ralph start sniffing around as Seal takes the lead. And this place definitely smells wet, if anyone understands that.
Yeah.
But one of the most pertinent things is, as you step into the shade of this grove, oh my gods, it's like 30 degrees got shaved off of the temperature gauge.
Okay, so we're staying here then. Gotcha.
Oh yeah.
Let me just tell you, anything that gives shade will severely cut down on how much heat you have to endure.
Alright, so what I'm hearing, next project, block out the sun.
I wish. Anyway,
Someone learned shade dance.
Cloud dance.
I mean, if you guys want to make a meld move that just creates clouds that follow you around for shade, sure. I'm going to blow up the sun, Riley. I don't know. By the end of this campaign, he might.
The God of the Sun is one of the few legendaries that no versions of Riley have ever beat the shit out of. I've beat the shit out of a lot of gods with this character. The Sun God has never been one of them.
And it probably never will be.
Punch the God of Time in the face.
In any case,
We hate the sun. That much we know.
you all make it into this shaded grove, and it feels nice. Except for, like, Zeal, who, like, shakes his fur a bit and ends up, like, floofed out. And all frazzled, and he's like, "Ah. Can we
Yes.
leave yet?"
We just got here.
I know, but I don't like it.
Why?
It makes me think of that weird cave we went into. I didn't like it there either. There was too much water. And there were rocks. I couldn't set those on fire.
Don't set this place on fire either.
I'm trying and it's not working.
Okay, let me put it this way. You set this place on fire, we leave you here.
Aw. You can't do that. I am the prince.
I mean, we shouldn't, but we totally can.
The betrayal. And he just flops on his side and does small meowing sounds.
Okay, well, if he's just gonna stay there, I guess we are just abandoning him here. Alright, let's go.
No.
Keep up, Zeal.
I thought we were stopping for a while.
We were looking for, supplies. You
Oh,
can't
yeah,
look
yeah,
for
yeah.
supplies in the same 10 square yards, Ralph.
To be fair,
Right.
Ralph and Tucker are able to find some berries in the trees, and they can sniff out some other various herbs that seem to be growing in this region as well. Though it begs the question, why haven't the Pioneering Club come this far north, and why didn't they just settle up here?
Let me guess. we're gonna be here for the next hour, and we try to leave, some horrible thing is gonna come out of the woods and giving us shit for the things we took.
Riley, stop bringing the scripts.
This is what I'd do if I was the DM.
Alrighty, so to get some berries down out of a tree, I'm gonna pick the tree with the tastiest looking berries. Like body slam the tree.
Or you could ask somebody to climb the tree.
I mean, go ahead and roll body
this.
slam.
I'm solving this the Munchlax way.
It's noteworthy to mention that Tucker had the thought of maybe tackling a few trees himself for some more berries, but he decided to pick up simply what was easily available earlier. He actually looks kind of surprised by Ralph's readying to do this.
Yeah.
If he breaks his shoulder,
you
I'm
gotta
not carrying him.
You gotta use what you're good at. I'm good at being heavy.
Fair.
Well,
Also, it's not literally a 30-degree drop, guys. It's just it feels a lot cooler in the shade.
now I'm gonna go ahead and assume it's a 30-degree drop, so we went from typical summer weather to late fall.
Man, we really are traveling through Florida, aren't we?
We're sticking with a crocodile
Well,
the whole
Tubby,
time, so.
your method of "oh Lord, he's coming" it did not work.
So how's that going for you, Ralph?
That was just an accuracy roll, though. If I can rules lawyer that.
You can try, but generally when you try to use a move in a non-standard way, I don't have you roll both accuracy and damage.
This is true. He doesn't do that.
I generally have you roll accuracy to determine how effective your choice is.
So how's that
I will,
working for
however,
you,
allow
Ralph?
you to add an instinct dice, because you're trying to do this the Munchlax way.
I mean,
I feel obligated to mention that if he gets a 1, his successes go to 0. Hey, look at that!
Yeah, so unfortunately, you are better at thinking with your head than thinking with the body you currently have. And you deciding to just go with your gut and slam into the tree, you realize that not only are you mildly sore from doing that, but also the tree has not yielded any fruit.
Having fun there, Ralph?
This is a disappointment.
you distracted me, and I couldn't do what I needed to do.
What?
Well, I don't think I'm hallucinating, and I'm pretty sure I just saw you slam yourself into the tree at full strength, and it didn't move.
Okay,
Because it's a tree.
we're gonna try something a bit more tactical now. Let's
I'm just gonna climb the tree while he's saying that.
Speaking of
Cool,
safe,
give me 1
it's-
sec.
Yeah.
I'm sure the sun was in your eyes, Burke says. So,
I can snatch the fruit off the top of the tree from where I'm standing,
I
right?
don't think.
try. Go ahead and try. Meanwhile, Riley, go ahead and do a Dex Survival Athletic.
I'll click it every time.
Also, Kyrio's full of perfect one-liners today.
I know, it's great.
I'm gonna aim for what he's going for.
Oh, fucking hell. This is one feisty tree.
Oh, thanks for getting a bad roll out of my die.
So. Here's what happens as my brain has imagined this entire scenario. Riley, you start climbing the tree, and then Ralph uses Snatch, opens his jaws and does the whole vacuum thing, and manages to collect 3 berries from the branches, but the shaking of the tree causes you to slide down to the base.
And he ate the berries. We can't even use those now.
I gently caught them in my maw, and I'm gonna offer you one. And I'm gonna say exactly what you said. How's that working out? How's that working out for you?
I'm just gonna roll my will really quickly here.
Works again, doesn't it? Yeah, thought so.
Yeah.
I just have to replace it every time it breaks, I guess.
You're lucky that was a high roll, well. You are very lucky, I am. I'm just gonna walk away from you.
It helps that you've been kind of, sort of, pseudo-meditating and doing your training, so...
You're very lucky.
We'll bring those berries back to where we're sitting, so that everyone can see I'm not just a total hog. I'm gonna put the berries with the other berries, and I'm gonna snatch vacuum another tree, and then we should be good.
Yeah, Tucker is probably already making a little pile of things he's getting. So, just a little pile of food in the grove that we can gather up as at the end of it. That works.
Yeah.
So how deep in the grove do you all go?
Deep enough to trigger whatever fun thing is waiting for us.
You know that's not a valid answer.
I thought we were just going through the grove.
Okay, so you're just going straight through the grove, then.
Tucker's still being mindful since it's a bit hard to see around the grove. Well, in it, especially.
I mean, if the better looking berries are deeper in, then Alpha go deeper in and go get them.
Maybe I should have asked this first before I let you do anything, but meh. So, it is not dark in the grove, it's just there's a lot of shade, and after, you know, the tons of sun, it may be just a little bit hard to adjust quickly. So it does help that Zeal's in front. But at some point, as you all are collecting things and having your wonderful shenanigans going through the grove, Zeal passes between some bushes. And then you hear spoop, and then splashing. And then Zeal runs out of the bushes, sopping wet. Going, nope, 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 nope. And then he rubs up against Tucker, using Tucker as, like, a drying towel.
Tucker allows this, but has the most deadpan look on his face. A look that basically says, if we weren't in cooler shade, I wouldn't be allowing you to do this.
It's true, Zeal is warm. So what happened is, you all were traveling through the grove, Zeal went between some bushes, apparently fell in some sort of water, ran back, and decided to rub up against and under Tucker in order to dry himself off.
And unfortunately, Tucker is kind of the best towel here.
So, Zeal, what did we learn?
What do you mean? You guys told me to be up front, and I am up front because I am the prince, and I just led the way. There is dangerous stuff there. We should turn back and, like, leave or do something and go around.
While the cat rambles, Tucker slowly walks next to him and then shakes himself dry.
Meow! And he flails and falls on his back and just is flop.
I'm gonna go with Brooke.
So, Brooke, when you part the bushes, and also you don't really need to part the bushes because you're that tall, but you see a very small pond. It has lily pads in it. It looks like it could be in the center of the grove. Maybe.
Very picturesque, this.
Yep. There are shafts of light coming through the tree branches above, and you notice that the trees all sort of bend towards the pond a little bit. So the whole reason it may have formed is because, as you can even see, there's dewdrops and stuff just sort of dripping off the branches and plopping into the water occasionally, causing ripples.
Yep.
I'm not going to interrupt too much, but I do want to ask one question. How do autosaves work? Is whatever's on the left the most recent?
For the table?
For Tabletop Simulator? I just was curious.
I think so. Usually it should have a date or something associated with it.
Autosave 1. The order from left to right is autosave 2, autosave 1, and autosave 3, which is kind of confusing.
That is indeed confusing. I am not sure why.
I was wondering which one was the latest. I don't know.
I would think it's autosave 3. Not like anything is particularly changed in the table for a while.
It probably just cycles the slots, yeah. I'm thinking the most left one is probably the best one. I don't know. There's not a lot of changes that happen in between, but I did fix that clicker, so it was... Yeah, well, whatever. Table's back up. Eragon, check out the clicker when you get back.
Okay. Yep, still works.
Okay.
Jeebus, TTS just being volatile today.
Why are you inviting me? I'm already here.
I'm sorry. It's just habit.
It's okay.
He sounded very depressed by it.
Oh, what was the joke, Kyrio?
Aw. Yeah, just type it, I don't know what I don't know what's being talked about, actually. Let's see. Type the joke and then go in. Maybe you go on mic for a second, just say it? Oh, I see. You see a small lake. I throw my axe and then tell the fairy I threw in the gold one.
Oh,
I get
gosh.
the joke. That fairy tale slash Zelda reference slash other references. Actually, it's all over the place now I think about it.
Is there anything? Does the lady of the pond come out of the pond?
Yeah, that's the one. Oh, sorry. I did it again.
Thank you.
Well, the others didn't seem to get their invite, so I had to resend.
Yeah, TTS being volatile.
Yeah. I did restart the table fully, though, so it should work to join back in. I mean... In time. Tubby also doesn't exist. Sorry, Tubby.
I finally imploded.
You got so fat you hit a critical mass point and stopped existing.
Throws in zeal. Our cat is the humble and lax one.
Oh, now you exist.
Yeah,
That means I probably can invite people again. There we go. Steam needs to figure out a better way of restarting its servers.
Yeah,
Or
or
what-
just... I wish Tabletop was not so wholly reliant on Steam, I guess.
It'd be nice if I could just client host. You know. I don't feel it's a terribly intensive program to host a server on, you know.
It probably isn't.
I mean, it's not low, but I wouldn't say it's excessive, so.
It's just one of those things.
But in any case, let's resume.
It would be nice if we could just, like, transfer the table to a more stable program. Anyway. But yes, you've found a pond with some lily pads in it.
Does anything seem terribly disturbed by the fact that a cat just splooshed into it?
Not particularly, though many of the lily pads seem to have begun to float to, like, the other side of the pond.
Hmm.
And to clarify, this is a small pond. Brooke would probably take up a quarter of it.
Unfortunate for Brooke.
I like how Brooke is now our measurement for girth. This makes Tucker feel slightly bad.
I mean, well, the thing is, crocodiles are big.
They are big.
For alligators are huge.
They are big.
Yeah.
Big boys.
Let's see, this pond looks
Oh my
about
god, Brooke.
Oh,
4
score!
brooks
Brooke
wide.
says and slides into the water.
The waterline rises a few inches.
Not particularly,
No.
actually. Brooke, you slide into the water, and you're expecting to, like, have your feet hit the bottom before, like, it's up to your armpits. No, you step into the water, and you slide all the way down to, like... You know how, like, gators and crocs will sit with their heads just above the water with their nostrils and stuff? Just about that height. This is a small pond, but it's a deep hole. Zeo pokes his head out from between the bushes. See, I told you, it's evil. We should probably go around and not speak of this place ever again. Brooke is comfy.
Tucker sips the water and notes that he fits better than one would think there. Seems like it goes down pretty far.
Yeah, I wouldn't fall in there unless your name is Brooke.
I wonder what's at the bottom. He kind of thinks for a second.
Probably mud.
By the way, Brooke, from this angle, you can see those lily pads are Lotad. This isn't evil, Brooke says. He looks down. Well, I could take a look. And it is kind of murky down there, so it may take a bit for you to look.
Well, it wouldn't be good to do anything dangerous. But I'm kind of curious.
To be fair, Brooke is currently standing on the bottom.
Oh, fair. So it's deep, just not super duper deep. It's not like a chasm down into the earth.
It is not a blue hole, no.
How are the Lotad doing? Are they just chilling?
Yeah, what are they doing? What are they up to?
They're sort of chilling. They're Lotad. They have those eyes that look like they've seen things.
Accurate, yeah.
Brooke will search the lake a bit. Okay. So, give me... Insight, Survival, Nature... And then give me... I'll do that one first.
Tucker will take a drink of water before Brooke kicks up too much mud into the water.
It is refreshing and
Don't
cool.
know if we should drink that water in general.
I mean, it is still water, to be fair, but also...
Yeah,
Well,
I
he-
should probably fill our canteens.
He's
Oh,
well, he
dear.
takes you know that whole dainty lick sort of thing, like tested the drink before drinking it properly.
Oh, Kyrio's cooker's broken.
I'm on it.
Oh.
As I always am.
Oh,
Let's just
well,
make it. There we
that should have one more.
go. It'll be a second to fix it though. It works now. You can use it if you want. There we go.
Well, anyway, also give me a survival, nature, and instinct. Two twos. The curse of two activates! So, Brooke, as you're looking around and feeling around in the water, and the others are above, getting refreshment and just sort of enjoying the area at the moment, you find something strange. It feels mostly spherical, even though it's kind of hard to see against the murk of the water and the mud. And it looks like it's stuck in there. But as you feel over it, it feels like there's holes that you can hold on to. You could probably pry it out if you try hard enough. But to be clear, it does not feel like a sunken treasure chest.
Damn.
Or if it is some sort of treasure chest, it is not the traditionally shaped kind.
It's a plug.
Brooke doesn't care, gives a yank. Okay.
Rashly gives it a yank. Okay.
Hey, Brooke, do you want to try using superpower?
Oh no.
I'll leave him tired though, won't it? Let's see.
I mean, yeah. But also, we haven't gotten to see Brooke use it yet.
True.
And also, he doesn't have to.
Does a regular yank not budget? Yes.
I am only making a suggestion because I'm cheeky. You may do a regular yank. Give me a strength. I would normally say strength athletic, but let's say strength brawl.
That makes a little more sense. This is not really.
You are fighting against the mud. That is my logic. A few well-timed and strong yanks manages to move this thing and dislodge it somewhat from the mud. And then there's this sensation of it giving way. And, well, there isn't a pop, mind you, but you're holding a portion of it in your hands as you float up a bit from the force of your yank. And you realize, as you look down and squint, there's another half to this thing that's still stuck in the mud. Oops, I broke it. Well, you're not... Well, you might have. You're not entirely certain of that.
It's a container and all the contents are ruined.
But what is it?
A good question. It's hard to tell down here. Brooke stands to examine the half he did get. So there's a splash as Brooke semi-surfaces and holds up the thing. So, for those of you that may have watched Charem play the Pokemon Snap game, you may be familiar with Minior. Minior happened to have a shell.
Oh, okay.
No, it is not a Minior corpse.
I was gonna say, did he just accidentally break a Minior in half?
Well, I mean, if he did, he's only taken the shell.
True. I bet.
These aren't Lucky Charms.
The back of my mind was, God damn it, he killed another Pokemon.
I'm not that cruel. Okay?
But yeah, Minior, they have,
There. Oh, where'd it go?
Where'd what go? Not a ghost, it should be fine. Good point. I will demonstrate Minior. Hold on a minute.
Well, no, it's in here.
Oh.
What?
Oh, okay, you wanted it. Yeah?
I'm pulling it out, and it's not coming out.
Let me try.
It
might be an old version that's broken. What's wrong?
Oh, yeah, I think it's the one that's broken. Is it not letting me pull out the broken models anymore?
I mean, well, let me see if I can try, okay? I can't pull out anything.
Oh, there I go. You can't pull on the image, you have to pull on the card. Which is dumb.
What? I never encountered that particular fact. Interesting. Yeah, so...
Oops. Seems to only have been a Minior thing. But yeah, that's what Minior looks like, mostly.
I'll blow it up a bit, so it's easier to see.
What?
It has a lot of options. I guess I never...
Yeah, it has different states because it comes in different colors.
Different states means different... Oh. And it's gone. Yes, they have a shell and a core.
Did it pop back in here?
I don't know.
No,
what
it did not.
I was trying to change something on it, but then it disappeared. Before I did the change, mind you. Oh, well, whatever. I can spawn a new Minior if you want.
I think it thinks it's still there.
Probably. I can't find it, though. I was trying to remove the base like I did with the other one. The ones.
Oh dear. Maybe that's why it thinks it's still there. Well,
how do you?
okay.
What do you mean by it thinks it's still there?
If you hover over the area where it was, it thinks there's a button there.
Does it? If I can find the button, I can interact with it. He'll like promote you as well.
But like, I can't interact with the model at all. It's gone. But there's a thing that's now there.
Where exactly do I mouse over on the Pikachu?
The Eevee.
The Eevee? I only have town playfield when I interact with when I mouse over the Eevee. That's all I got. Yeah, I don't see what you're talking about. Actually,
Alright, I'm gonna leave that there for now.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah,
okay, now
it doesn't
gone.
seem to actually exist. It doesn't seem to actually exist. So
I do not know what happened to it then.
if it did exist, I could get rid of it or change it or something. It's whatever. It's fine. If you'd like a meteor, I can regenerate.
Yeah, if you can find another. Meanwhile, I will describe. As you may have seen briefly, and sorry about the delay there, folks. Yeah, Brooke has the upper half of a miniature. Sort of. As Brooke holds it... Hey, I found a weird thing, Brooke says. Well, as Brooke holds it up, something catches in the light. The inside of this strange shell seems to be coated with something that looks like purple crystal.
Purple.
Yes.
Do you want a particular color, Meteor?
It does not matter.
I didn't think so, but... Alright, let me, don't touch it. Let me mess with it a bit. Oh, it comes with a button.
It's kind of like a geode in that respect, only the crystals are not as pronounced. It almost seems like the entirety of this shell is actually made of this substance. It's just that the outer appearance of it seems more ceramic or rocky. And it does look like it has those marks that would make for good eye holes, so you could probably stick it over your head.
I don't know how big these are actually supposed to be.
They're not terribly huge. That's actually a good size.
There you go. I'll leave its button alone because it's actually kind of cool if you press it. Ta-da.
Neat!
So you can see from the animation, folks, how Meteor works. So basically what we have here is the outer shell that breaks off.
Yep, though not so many pieces. Brooke sets down the first piece on the edge and goes back to look for the other half. This one, sadly, is a bit more wedged in the mud than the other one, obviously. So getting a grip on it is a bit harder. But you can feel the inside of this vessel. Which gets you a feel of the smooth, hard crystal surface inside. The Lotad are staring down at Brooke doing this thing. So if you wish, you may make another strength brawl.
There, I fainted it because it's technically inert.
We'll call it a nerd.
Well, it's not a curse of 2. In any case, you managed to find some gripping after a bit of work. Sorry. And lift it up out of the silt and mud that's sucking on it from below. Though it is admittedly a bit of a trying thing. Thankfully, you're a water type and can breathe underwater, and you can get decent leverage down here, being of a fairly large size. Though the bottom half is, unfortunately, partially filled with silt by the time you pull it up.
Tucker will kind of inspect. I'm actually curious if anybody else is inspecting the half that he put on the, shore. It is, after all, a curious rock with curious patterns. Well, it appears to be a rock at first.
Yeah, I think we'll give it a look-see.
So, Ralph, you can give me a survival nature logic, if you would like. Tucker, roll me logic will.
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting roll. Okay.
Tucker, you feel like you've seen something like this somewhere before, but you cannot remember where. Ralph. This definitely reminds you of geodes that have been mined up from the earth. Something that you may or may not have seen at some point in a museum somewhere when you were human, maybe. But when you inspect the other patterns on it, you recognize it as a miniature. You can't quite recall when or where you interacted with Minior in the past, but you definitely did so as a human at least once.
Yeah, actually, I probably did.
Though you don't quite recall the crystal structure on the inside. Not that you may have necessarily gotten the chance to, inspect the shell. I mean, I don't know if Minior are like crab, but I'm not sure I fancy trying to eat one.
I mean, no, we wouldn't have tried to eat it, no.
The cosmic delicious. But as you two are inspecting this thing, reminiscing or not, Brooke returns with his prize, the other half of this strange vessel. The internal patterns, once you get the chance to look at them, are beautiful. They shift this way and that in the light and cast fragments of emerald across this little oasis in the glade.
Is it kind of like jewel-like or crystal-like inside then? Basically?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a lichen amethyst geode, though not as spiky inside.
Oh, okay.
What a weird rock, Brooke says. Doesn't seem to be anything special about it, but I guess it's pretty.
I mean, we could probably sell it. Somebody will probably want it.
Will Ralph speak? Will Ralph talk about what he knows about it?
Yeah. Seeing that we're all interested in it, I will go, oh, it's your mentor. See, and he points at the parts of it that he can recognize. See, he's marking here, and he just, he does it like a professor would, and yeah. But I didn't know it had crystals on the inside. I don't know what that is.
There is something mildly hypnotic about the amethyst crystals inside, especially when staring directly into the center of the hemispheres. Like a spiral.
Sure, pretty, aren't they?
Tucker nods and... These come from space, right? He remarks.
Yes.
Maybe that's why there's a pond here. Maybe it fell down and made a hole.
Oh. Is
Ooh, and a
this
astute observation, actually.
like a dead Pokemon then? Brooke asks, rubbing his head.
Yeah, I mean,
Does that mean this is grave robbing?
So the thing is, Ralph, I don't know if you were about to explain this or not, but the shell is not the Pokemon itself. The shell is something that develops on the Minior while they are in the atmosphere.
Okay, if I know that, then I'll explain that.
Also, Kyrio's right. It wouldn't be the first time we've grave robbed.
Yeah, I'm still wearing that, aren't I?
You
Oh.
are.
Okay, that's a relief. Brooke says.
So it's
Ah,
just like a.
connected. Good to know.
So it's just an old shell. I wonder where the Minior is now.
Oh, this could have fallen ages ago.
I mean, I just gotta look up. Is there any obvious breaks in the tree line?
Not really.
In that case, it's probably been a very long time, actually.
Oh no, the ghost of Minior. Jeebus. I hope it's not this bad continuously from
I'm
now
sure
on.
I'm sure it's just a random bad day.
Well, considering how angry the chat is, I don't think this is normal.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
angrier than normal too.
Yeah, this is like the third or fourth time. But I'll keep going, because no rules necessary at the moment. Shoot, I lost my train of thought. Where were we?
We were discussing
Meteors.
how Minior works, and Brooke will attempt to put them together. He stated in the chat, so since you can't see it.
Ah, thank you.
If you guys can't rejoin the table, let me know and I will restart the table, by the way.
Oh. What?
Yes.
Okay, whatever, Steam. So the pieces fit together nicely. You get the distinct feeling that they were stuck together so firmly before because they were stuck in the mud. And just over time, things like silt and
Silt and... Are you good?
It's apparently just silt. Silt and silt.
Silt and silt.
Oh, were you not able to hear everything?
Silt and...
Nope.
And then nothing.
Silt and mud and water, creating a sort of vacuum and suction effect that kept it together. And that's why it was just so difficult.
Yeah.
Oh dear, we're still on the Gallantry music.
You never asked me to change it.
That is correct. Dang it. I'm sorry, I was caught up in things.
Oh, it's okay. Did you want something new?
Yeah, also for some reason, this is being wonky for me. Hang on, let me pick a color, baby. That'll help.
Yeah, that usually helps. Otherwise, you're, like, not participating.
Yeah, the drizzle woods would be nice. Also, I have, like, the text boxes over the thing, so...
I didn't think of turning that on because we technically weren't actually at Drizzle Woods proper, so...
You aren't yet, but it may be good to do the music now if...
Sure. I'm
where
down.
is that?
I'm down for a change. Let me help you find it. Hold on.
Some Dungeons 2?
I think that's accurate.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, it's not...
Number 14.
It's not an super old song, but it's not a super new song, so probably 2. Yeah.
It's one of the ones I really liked.
I couldn't remember at first, but then I was like, oh yeah. So, for those of us on the table, for those of you that are on the table, Dungeon List 2, Song 14.
I've been looking forward to getting to this for a little bit now.
There's some really good songs for later game stuff. I'm looking forward. I'm glad that we've kind of hit later game stuff, kind of.
Yeah. There's been enough of the dry prairie.
So aside from dead bodies, is there anything else down there?
Well, this is neat, but doesn't really help us, does it? We didn't even find much food in here, Brooke says, glancing at the Lotad briefly.
I think I know where you're getting at, Brooke, and I don't do that.
To be fair, you're not sure how tasty Lotad would be. On the other hand, Tucker did manage to forage up more than a few berries and some herbs, and you do still have just a few rations left. And, well, Ralph also helped find herbs and things too. He just happened to eat his berries prematurely.
I didn't eat them. I put them in the pile, like I said.
Tucker semi sheepishly mentions, well, what we have could make a good meal. If I could try some cooking again, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know.
Perhaps keep the hardtack out of it this time.
Yeah, the berries and the herbs might work well together, though.
We're carnivores, Riley. It's just nature, Rook says with a grin. But fine, we'll keep the peace.
Tucker's stomach does growl at that mention. He's an omnivore, so he still counts for that statement.
Speak for yourself, Brooke.
Actually, I can't really remember. Has Riley turned down any sort of meats?
I believe recently Riley's been turning down offers of meat.
Okay.
This is correct, yes. He has not eaten meat since he regained lucidity.
This was easy to escape notice because he wasn't eating much in the first place. So I think I/Tucker probably just chalk that up to his nature of not really eating much in the first place.
Brooke shrugs. If you say so. We've got enough for now. And truth be told, like, Pokemon are mostly omnivorous regardless.
Yeah.
All of them are capable of eating berries for the most part.
Tucker will add, though about tomorrow, we'll probably have to hunt or something then. He's not really disappointed while saying it, but his response is a bit measured, since Riley seems oddly uncomfortable. But nonetheless...
So, I think the bigger question is, are you guys going to camp out here for the night?
How late in the day is it?
Not super.
I mean, to be fair, it'd be way nicer to camp here than anywhere else.
Oh, good question, by the way. Probably not right here, because there's a lot of like grass and stuff, so like probably a little outside the grove. But a good question to ask, though, is anybody taking the mini shell?
That's a good question, but to answer Kyrio, or Brooke, I have sped along travel just a little bit, but you guys have been walking for a fair bit today, and it's maybe midday, maybe a little later. It's slightly hard to tell from beneath the canopy of the trees.
It's not night, basically, but...
It is not night. It is not anywhere near it.
But also, Tucker will pocket that miniature shell if nobody else does. Because it is pretty and possibly useful or valuable in some way. Who knows, besides it's a comet.
Oh, right. One of the last things I mentioned before disconnecting is, staring at the internal pattern. It's kind of hypnotic. So,
Does that affect Tucker?
Yeah,
important question.
So basically, the three of you who have been looking at this thing long enough, because I don't think Riley's come over and stared directly at it.
Nope.
All of you make will rolls for me, please.
For fuck's sake. I'm not carrying all of you out of here.
The reason I state this is because, as a dark type, I'm curious if something hypnotic would actually affect Tucker.
It still affects you. It's just the psychic type moves that don't.
Oh, well, that's
Oh,
not
you're
real.
fucked. Sad, the guy with the strongest will isn't affected because he's not looking. Funny.
Okay. My text box is...
3.
Oh no, really? Wait, what happened? What happened?
I mean, it's just overlapping.
Oh, that glitch. I can do a quick
have-
restart of the table.
You have 3 will. You have 3 will, Kyrio.
Yeah, you have 3. Yeah, it's been doing that for a while. For me, those text boxes are like they pop up in random places. I'm not sure why.
I love how things break despite the fact I'm not changing anything about the table. It's like, just overtime updates or Steam glitches and boom, this stuff happens. Also,
Yeah,
one.
man.
That's
Is
one
Ralph
roll.
ever gonna roll the dice?
Yeah, Ralph, you gotta roll. Isabel.
Ralph. Ralph.
He might be occupied with a thing.
Can't believe he's dead.
He's not dead.
Is death
So-
being occupied with a thing? I guess it kind of is.
Death is an occupation.
Sometimes I can still hear his voice.
As Death's Door would tell you.
Also, fair point. I guess, yeah, hypnosis do work. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I have yet to get the game or play it, so no spoilers. I watched Charem's thing and I watched someone do a video on it, but I'm gonna do my own playthrough one day.
Nothing?
Death's Door. For the
Oh,
crow.
that, yeah.
You know, where you fought a church.
Yeah, that is true. That was a good fight.
But I do hope Tubby is okay.
Yeah, I had to help with the dogs for a bit.
Okay.
I figured.
Roll a will save, friend. We're seeing if the hypnotic inner shell is messing with us. I got a bad roll.
You did. So,
What if I want to let it mess with me?
'Cause you're
I mean,
interested in
if
it?
you don't want to resist, that is your decision.
I mean, fair enough. It's not necessarily that it's malicious. So I'm not sure if it is anything. It's just a shell. But
This is not a situation where you would actively need to, like, survive an attack, per se, so...
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just thinking last time I let something just take me on a weird journey by meditating.
for science, Ralph. For science.
For science?
For science, I'm just gonna let it take me wherever it takes me.
All right.
Cool. So, we'll start with Tucker. Tucker, you feel drawn to the spiraling patterns in this amethyst inner shell, and you stare at it for a bit, and then you blink a few times, and it's pretty. It's pretty, but that's kind of it.
That's it?
Yep.
Tucker, perhaps against decent logic, will give it a harder look because kind of quizzing over it, looking quizzingly over it. It's just pretty? Like, that confuses him. There's something else about it, and he knows that at this point.
So, insight? What would it be? So, insight, nature, and logic, I guess. Because I can't think of a better combination than that. Okay. But for Brooke and Ralph, you're both staring into it, and you fall into a daze. And then you fall asleep.
Yeah. Finally, a way to shut him up.
Wait, they both fell asleep? Interesting.
Yep. So Tucker, as you're puzzling over things, the other two sort of just fall asleep right there. And it's not hard for you to put two and two together, but there's something about the amethyst in this shell and its spiraling patterns that seems to be simulating the hypnosis move.
Just a moment. I want to check something because it's being discussed. Quickly, when affected by any status condition, yeah, it won't prevent sleep. Yeah, wouldn't prevent sleep. You're
Hypnosis is a psychic move.
right. It is. It is indeed.
You are a dark type.
It does take Tucker a second. First, he kind of does a double take when he realizes the other two are asleep.
So, are
And
you guys deciding we're going to camp out now or something over there?
Is that even character?
Snore.
That's in character, yes.
Tucker, for the moment, kind of just gives Riley a look. I don't think they can answer right now. But first... And he actually does take the meteor shell. And he puts the pieces away in his bag. And out of sight of the other two for now. I think that's affecting them, but not me. In kind of a weird way. I don't know why, though. Well, I think I know why I'm immune, but... It's just a guess. Tucker does know about his typings, to some degree. And he can figure out, in the back of his head, that this has something of a psychic energy to it. Anyways, about camping, he kind of motions to Riley as he studies the meteor shell a bit more, as he puts it away. You might want to wake them up first.
Right.
How easy is it to wake someone up from hypnosis? Good question. Because this is not the normal sleep condition, and it was not instigated by the move.
Yeah. Tucker doesn't
Well,
seem
I
terribly...
think I know how I'm gonna wake up Ralph.
Tucker
Brooke is a
doesn't
bit
seem
weird.
terribly alarmed. Let me ask this. Is this a good assumption? There's no malicious energies that he was experiencing with the meteor shell, was there?
No.
Yeah.
It's not like
Okay.
some malicious ghost enacting hypnosis or anything like that.
I was going to say, if anybody could detect malicious energies, it's probably Tucker.
It's a rock. It doesn't know what you're doing.
That alarm bell should be going off constantly around Riley then.
That's true. And Riley's not feeling anything either, so...
Well, that's the thing, Riley. Do you feel anything?
That's a good question, God.
Well, I'm
Do
asking, are you gonna look at things with your aura sight or whatever?
Sure. Why
Okay, you know what? Let me seg that. I know it's a bit of out of character influence, but I'm gonna have Tucker pause, and before putting the other half of the shell into his bag, he does motion over to Riley and say, "I'm not sure you should look at this, but do you want to see if you can figure out anything with your aura?"
If there's an evil spirit inside of that rock, we are throwing it back into the water, and we're not telling anybody what happened to it.
The dog looks thoughtful. I don't think there's anything like that. Doesn't feel right, but... Well, your sense works a little bit different than mine, so...
If there's something alive in that rock, we put it back in where it came from. How about that?
I mean, that's fair. It probably lives here, if that's the case.
Okay. I'm gonna look at this rock. How do I look at this rock?
I don't know. Which way's up?
Insight channel instinct.
That's not good. The click is broken again.
It's always broken. I'm just gonna accept it for now.
That's
Mom, my click is broken again.
I know there's a way to
Oh,
reset
wow.
it before.
Hey!
Oh.
Look at that!
Oh wait,
Holy
actually
shit.
wait, thank you, you just randomly reminded me. Hey, try clicking your roller again. For a second, Riley. What the fuck? Apparently the reset button doesn't. No, every time you press that, it tells me error in script. Every single time you press that. Oh my god. Okay.
See if I can crash tabletop.
No, don't. Jerk.
Okay, anyway, I got a 6.
So, as you look at it, Riley, you see these spiraling fractal patterns just sort of wafting off of this shell. And it seems to have some sort of energy unto its own that's very different from the surrounding of just the entirety of the forest. It feels alien.
Right. So this rock very much does not belong, almost as if it came from space or something.
Gee, I wonder where it came from.
How weird. Who would have guessed?
Of course, that mystery is already solved, but...
More than that, you find you can draw on this energy.
Oh, I can siphon its power. Okay, can I do that?
Well, when you reach out to draw on it, it's malleable.
Oh.
It's not like the rest of the energy in living things here. It's almost like the shell itself is just a vessel. Something that easily holds and stores energy. It just happens to store this kind of energy.
Ooh.
So when you draw on it, it's not alive. There's no resistance.
Interesting.
What are you drawing out?
Can I draw out the bit of it that makes people fall asleep or enter minor comas, as the case may be?
Let me clarify. Are you going to try and make a construct out of this energy?
Ooh, yes, I would love to. What kind of options do I have here? Like, just anything?
Well, there's things that you've made before, mostly that would be the easiest. Like, for instance, the bone construct that you've made. Or ball, or, bubble?
I've done the sword before.
You have, but there have been instances for that. You can try.
Can I make a psychic sword? That sounds fucking cool.
Is it like a psychic battery? Y'all gonna have to do some research.
A small interjection. Fair is kind of having conniptions over some of the logic we're using for this scene. I don't know if he's right or wrong, though.
I'm sorry, I have not been looking at the chat. Let me look up.
Hypnosis.
Hypnosis does affect dark types. Status move. Attacks don't affect dark types.
He's right, but
you are correct.
I was affected. Tucker was affected technically. He just wasn't fully hypnotized by it. One could argue that makes some sort of sense.
Also, the other argument is that Kara is the god in this situation. He can bend the rules however he feels.
But I can bend the rules, and if it were a regular move, yeah, sure, it would affect dark types because support moves do affect dark types.
Yep.
This is a bit different. It is not the move itself. I can bend the rules. I try not to do that too terribly much in flagrant
okay.
Toss shit out the window.
Let me put it this way: in video game terms, in like actual Pokemon video game terms, yeah, okay, it's gonna always affect a dark type hypnosis. In this, in a more nuanced sense, like a tabletop game, I think it's fair to say Tucker did get entranced by it for a while. He was affected by it, but he didn't fall into a sleep like the others. One could argue that is because of dark resistance, because you have to remember, resistance in a more malleable sense does not mean like full-on protection or full-on weakness. It's kind of something in between. So I feel like Tucker was not immune to the effects, but he did resist the effects.
Yeah, to be fair, Tucker also rolled a 0, so I had every opportunity to be like, Tucker, hey, you're knocked out, but no. Also, in a lot of PMD comics that I've seen, dark types are generally immune to basically everything psychic. including the telepathy, which makes them very unnerving for psychic types to be around.
I agree. I like that concept, actually, because I think that's more narratively interesting. If dark types are just like this... I consider dark types to be like... all these... like, every Pokemon has energies that psychic types can tap into, manipulate, etc. And then dark types are just this block that they just can't penetrate. Like a piece of lead in radiation, you know?
So, for the purpose of moves... especially offensive moves, yeah, Tucker's immune to offensive moves. Tucker won't be immune to, say, support moves because it can attack things besides just the physical body.
Mm-hmm.
But for more abstract things, Tucker may or may not be resistant to certain things. So, like, say later they end up going somewhere where there's a bunch of psychics that just communicate via telepathy. Tucker would just be in the dark with basically the cricket sound going off because he can't participate.
Yeah. It may sound like it's too powerful, but it may on the other hand, being able to tap into those wavelengths could be a good thing. So he's out of the loop there, like you said. So it can be good or bad to be essentially a black box. Also, I'm just doing a quick little check.
Yeah, go ahead and check. This is something that we can look at out of game.
Yeah, I'm just doing a side check. It's not a big deal. We can continue. But I will say though, it may just be that hypnosis is special. I'm not saying anything either for or against dark types being affected by like things like hypnosis. I don't know. I'm not sure.
But yeah. That's one of those things, and I'm glad that it got brought up, and I could answer it. I'm sorry it gave you minor conniptions there. But yeah, there is a logic behind it, I promise.
Okay, yeah, so things like this, okay, Hypnosis works on Dark-type Pokemon, Roar works on Ghost-type Pokemon, Sad Attacks works on Flying-type Pokemon, so the type of the move doesn't really affect, like, even if there's a complete immunity to a move type, status moves will still do their proc, basically.
Yeah.
Under normal circumstances. So that answers that question.
Status moves generally ignore typing for the most part, which is weird, but, But that is how it is.
It's okay, though, because a tabletop game and an actual RPG, role-playing game like this, we can enrich the experience by adding nuances, exceptions, etc. to make things more interesting. You could argue that's going against the grain, but I think it's actually quite fun that way.
In any case, moving on.
Yes, so Riley, what are you doing now?
Trying to make a psychic sword.
Yes, Riley's trying to make psychic
swords. Are you going to explain
to
Tucker? Are you going to actually fill Tucker in as to what you're figuring out?
No. I'm kind of curious as to what Tucker's going to see.
Okay, Tucker's watching.
Yeah, Tucker's watching as Riley reaches out and basically into this... I guess we could call them small basins, given their shape. So, Riley... First roll is Special Channel Instinct.
Thank you for fixing my clicker.
Okay.
I could see the lag as it rendered that poor roll.
It's fine. At this point, I blame Tabletop for being unable to be efficient. So, next roll is Insight Channel Will.
Insight Channel Will.
While Riley figures this out, Tucker is actually
Yay!
Tucker is going to address Zeal for a moment and just kind of casually enlist him into bapping the other two awake duty.
Oh, Zeal's gonna love that. And I promise I will get to Ralph and Brooke in just a second. I need Riley to make the Bone Club accuracy roll.
Tucker would be helping with this too, but this is a chill enough situation. He's really curious what Riley is doing. So he just kind of wants to watch.
So, while Riley is doing that, and he does his final roll... Also, this is very chill music.
It got one better every single time. Yeah!
Escalation! Anyway, so
bonus points for the escalation, you think?
Brooke and Ralph, You pass out, and it's not like when you dream and you get the dreams that have the static. This is different. It feels like memory. It feels like knowing something. And you see a vast emptiness dotted with distant light. But there are closer lights around you. You dance with them for a time. You recognize each other. And you speak, not with words, but with pulsations. With knowing. With a song that is not song. And as you dance and spiral, you find yourselves weighed down by something near, something large. And you fall. You fall and you revel in it, in flame and rock, dancing even in that great conflagration. And then impact. But as you fall and the rock encases you, keeping you safe, you see it in your slowly dimming vision. A glimmering light. A dark star hovering just beyond the place where you are going to go, and where you will return from soon. It calls to you, and you are drawn. And though you cannot see it, you understand that your hurtling orbit, careening and crashing down as it degrades, comes close to this dark star. Close. Close enough to hear its own song, different from your own. And then you impact. And you are here in the dark for a time. And you rise, sloughing off the shell. And there is light. Wake up, 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 wake up. As Zeal baps the both of you in your face, just ever so lightly, repeatedly, over and over and over and over. Okay, I'm up, Brooke groans. Knock it off.
Alright, so I'm gonna look to Brooke and like, Joe, did you go on the space adventure? That's pretty cool. I think what we saw was like a replay of like this thing right before it landed. Like,
He blinks a little groggily. What? Oh, yeah. That was weird.
Yeah, that was super cool.
So as y'all are doing this, and waking up, Riley,
Yeah.
you draw in the energy, but it's different from the other auras and energies you've been fiddling around with, training with. It's potent. And as malleable as it is, it's hard for you to get a firm grasp on it at first. So what you pull out is unstable. You try to temper it, bring it into a shape that you know. And, well, it's kinda swordish, but it's more like a baseball bat that has a crossguard.
I mean, intimidating still.
Is the shell the crossguard?
Okay, No, it's not. It's
Okay.
it's all energy, and it is violet like the crystal, not Riley's blue. But it's more like a foam boffer sword. Like,
I don't know what that
if
is.
any of you have played Kingdom Hearts 2,
Oh, wait.
there is, like, in the beginning when you play as Roxas, there is the one of the weapons is basically a boffer sword.
Struggle bat, as somebody just put it.
Yeah, the struggle bat.
I remember now.
Nerf bat.
Pretty much, yeah. And as you're holding this, you can feel the energy. It wants to spiral. There's something about this that naturally draws itself into a spiraling pattern. And you get the feeling you can probably direct it. You can probably direct it to spiral in or spiral out.
Ooh, that's kind of interesting.
What does this look like for Tucker? Because he's just been focusing on trying to see what Riley has figured out.
Looks
No,
like
wait.
Riley pulled a freaking purple baseball bat.
Just from the just energies from the shell to that
Yup.
form, basically.
Yep, just like he's pulling on some sort of gummy substance and drags it out of the shell in the form of this baseball bat.
Wow.
Bubblegum bat.
Can I make it like corkscrew outwards and then come back?
Well, the next time we have dice, go ahead and make another,
I'm still here.
Oh. I guess I'm the one who was...
Yeah, you're dead, but I'm still here.
Tucker will
Go ahead and make another,
yeah.
special channel, please.
Tucker will remark to Riley, he'll remark to Riley, I didn't expect that. How did you do that? He's kind of not really sure. Oh,
I got a 2
what
card.
did, what did you die, Car?
I
A while
just
ago.
did.
Oh, fuck. Tucker, though, he does interrupt himself as he sees the other two. We're successfully woken up by Kat and addresses them. Oh, hey, guys. I think the shell put you to sleep, but it didn't put me to sleep for some reason. It might have something to do with psychic energies. That's just my guess. But it doesn't seem very dangerous. I'm having Riley check it.
Riley, so how are you spiraling this out? Like, is it spreading out at the tip or at the base or what?
I kind of was thinking it would be going like out forward, but just in a sort of like the corkscrew on a screw kind of pattern.
So you try and manipulate this energy, and it splays out at the end a bit. And yeah, it kind of looks like you're wielding a screw at the moment, kind of hammerish looking for a bit, and then it wavers and breaks into bubbles or orbs or what droplets or what have you, and slowly they fade as they're drawn back into the shell.
That okay.
Like I said, what you drew out was unstable.
Okay. That's just
Check
sort
it.
of
Right. Brooke says, is looking at what Riley's doing.
Tucker looks
Look
about
at
as
the rest of
clueless. Tucker looks about as clueless. Tucker looks kind of cluelessly at Brooke as Brooke says that. Yeah, I don't know how we got to this result either.
I'm going to be honest, I was not expecting any of that either.
That was a genuine laugh, wasn't it? I'm glad you like that.
So I couldn't tell you what this thing is, but it does have a lot of some kind of energy in it. This is kind of like aura, but not quite. Can I hold on to that, Tucker?
Sure. Can I hold on to the other half? It's in 2 halves after all, but... Well, you can keep playing with that one. Or whatever it is you're doing. I think I want to study the other one too a little bit. Since we're, you know, the only 2 that don't seem to be affected by it, well, like the others.
To be fair, Riley didn't exactly stare into it. He did something else.
That's true. I'm surprised he did all this without looking at it.
To be fair, Riley's +1 tends to give him a added bonus of somebody continually slapping him awake.
A sleep aid. Maybe he needs it for that reason too.
Yeah, just set him tripping on space rocks every night. That's surely not going to cause any further psychological issues for him.
Just like show him the thing and make him fall over.
Well, whatever that was, it looked neat, Brooke says. Might be useful. Who knows?
It doesn't seem dangerous. I mean, as long as you don't go to sleep at the wrong time, I guess.
Yeah, sleep aid's great.
Can you give me a proxy card? I guess me and Tucker a proxy card for these miniature rocks.
Miniature halves. Yeah, sure.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I am depromoted, so you can just duplicate the fractal shell.
I need one. Give it.
Wait, you gave me one? Oh, you did.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm going to be playing around with this for the next little while.
So yeah, Riley's gonna be playing with the energies of it, and Tucker's gonna be playing with the, well, kind of also, but he just wants to study it since he doesn't seem to be affected by it terribly
You want to stare at the
negatively.
pretty colors.
Well, it is pretty.
I mean, it has a nice calming effect to it. For you, at least.
Well, it was calling for the others too. Put him to sleep.
Sorta. Brooke gets up and rubs his head. I need to keep a dream diary at something at this rate, he mumbles. To be fair, you could probably ask for a journal and get it.
Tucker perks up at this because he wasn't listening to the 2 talking earlier. He was too focused on Riley. Dream? Did you have a dream while that was happening?
I'll let Brooke talk since it was directed at Brooke.
Tucker kind of goes wide-eyed. You can add on to this or whatever. Tucker kind of goes wide-eyed after he says that and remarks, "Oh, I hope you guys are okay. You don't have any ill effects or anything, right? You look pretty peaceful."
I don't think we do. But yeah, we both had the same dream, I think. It was pretty cool.
You all need to stop having the same dreams as each other. It's starting to get weird.
Okay, is this a normal trend?
It's not the first time it's happened. Riley has always been excluded from shared dreams, though.
Oh, right. Oh, no. Car is on the table. I was gonna share a line.
It was kind of like we experienced what the Miniers saw just before it hit the ground, he says. I'm not entirely sure what we saw out there.
Did you get a glimpse of what it's like beyond the stars, Brooke?
When he says out there, he looks up. Tucker kind of thinks about it for a second. So it's kind of like it has some old memories of the Minior or something still tucked away inside the shell.
Well, there's a whole lot of something tucked inside this shell.
Guess so, Brooke shrugs. Didn't seem that interesting. Just a lot of black stuff and a bunch of lights.
Well, it still sounds kind of cool. I guess miniatures are pretty interesting. We'll definitely hold on to these pieces. Maybe somebody in town can tell us more about them.
Ralph would probably be more interested in space than Brooke. This is true! Hey, Ralph.
Yes.
If you get a moment,
About me.
give me an insight survival alert.
Ooh, what? Know what I'm being insightful for.
Actually, a Mawa might be able to shed some light on miniatures. I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, I might have relevant experience.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, it depends on if miniatures are tied to the ancient stuff she tends to look at, I guess. I guess they could be. Remember, she studies ruins, ancient languages, stuff like that. If miniatures have any sort of relevancy to that, then she might know something.
Yeah. And Ralph actually might have some past experience that might be slightly relevant to this.
Well, we've also figured out this particular miniature shell is clearly very old, so that is within her ballpark.
Yeah.
Clearly very old and yet contain quite some interesting energies all the same.
Interesting energies indeed.
Yes, indeed. Speaking of, Zeal has his face in one.
Wait, how?
Yeah, well, we hope we put them in our bags. Wait, get out of our bags.
Zeal got curious and sort of like peered into Tucker's bag, so now his face is like halfway in Tucker's bag and like in the shell. He's asleep. He's a limp cat.
Tucker did not immediately notice because he was contemplating.
I say we leave him like that.
Tucker places a paw right on top of the cat's forehead and just kind of like pushes him back out of his bag.
I think you should close that a bit tighter, Tucker.
I guess so.
The cats are getting in.
The dog rolls his eyes a little bit at the cat statement.
Seems like everything is trying to get you to take a rest here in this grove.
Kind of like, I've given you fancy items, I've implied it, please just lay down.
You don't have to. I'm just commenting because that's just kind of how it worked out.
Uh-huh.
Brooke sighs. Well, if we're leaving him asleep, we might as well make camp now.
Are you complaining about the fact that we're making camp next to the body of water, Brooke?
To be fair, this is a good spot where you could rest, even if you haven't made much progress, and you can forage to your heart's content while you're here and do whatever else.
Well, this is a lot easier than waiting for him to wind down every night.
That's actually a really good point. We could just hypnotize him at night.
Give him the dreams cosmic.
Yeah, let's just psychologically drug the child. That's fine.
Somebody has linked the clip. I must watch it.
Also, it just randomly occurred to me that some of my laughs sound like hyena laughs, and that's very appropriate. Confronted with the significance of his existence relative to the universe every night.
You know, that might be a very good way of giving fucking perspective.
I mean, maybe.
Oh, Chris, Twitch-based links are not banned in Twitch. They're fine. Yeah. Oh my god, Therio Sheep said, well, now that the cat is out of the bag, time to move on. You motherfucker.
Ah, gosh, Therio.
Can't even be mad. That's clever. I hate it.
That was good.
Okay, so you guys have a decent amount of time before, you know, it gets dark.
Well, I guess Riley will do a bit of foraging. Find some fruit.
This surprises me, but okay.
Tucker will somewhat cautiously try to make good on what he was planning. Last campsite cooking session didn't go too well, but he's going to try again. This time it's a little easier, though, since he's not dealing with liquids. He doesn't need bottles. He's just going to...
giant soup use the pond.
I guess you could do that, but he's just going to roast the berries and the herbs together and see what kind of herbal salad he comes up with.
I feel like we're just doing the curry thing right now.
Oh, are you going to make, like, berry kebabs?
That would probably be the easiest thing, because there's nothing... Since they don't really have cooking plates, the best thing to do is skewer it on a stick and roast it over the fire. That makes the most sense. So he's gonna squoosh the bear. He's gonna like do berry and then some herbs and then some berry and then some herbs. Try to mix them together and get their juices to combine somewhat. And he's gonna make as many skewers as there are mons in the party. Yes, he'll make one for the cat, just in case he wakes up.
Joke's on you, Zeal sleeps all night.
Oh well, I guess I'll have to
morning,
eat
then.
his. Like no, he probably will save it for the morning.
Zeal! If you don't want me to have yours, just say something.
I am the prince.
Look at that.
So, do I roll to see how bad or good this cooking attempt ends up?
Let's see. What did I have you roll last time?
Oh, Tucker will have to be careful. Those he's gonna use long sticks so he can hold the stick in his mouth without getting too close to the fire. But still cook the foods.
Smart survival logic.
Oh yes, use your big brain.
Okay.
Need some intelligence and whatnot in order to get that all together.
Yeah, cooking is an art that requires some twos, apparently. Alright.
Some twos.
Do you want to try and invoke the Curse of Two and make a secondary roll?
Sure. Say roll?
Okay. This time,
I'll go all in.
Smart contest perform.
Okay.
You're gonna get like a 6 on this one.
Alas, no Curse of Two. But, well, the kebabs are rudimentary. They are cooked well. It's mostly just roasted berries with some herbal accent, but it's better than the last experiment.
Yay!
And
It's
they are
competent.
filling. It also occurs to you, you could probably make a syrup by, slow heating the berries into liquid format.
I thought for
If you
later.
had a pot.
That could be useful for the daycare later, too. Syrup equals good for treats.
Oh god. You're gonna get the whole village hyped on sugar.
I mean, if you take that syrup and somehow you can make it into, like, hard candy, that would be tasty.
That's what I was thinking. Like, just recool them afterwards, and then boom. Little treats. But, yeah, Tucker will proudly hand out the skewers, which he probably kind of cooked together so they're all hot at the same time. And he seems a little more confident about this particular meal that he made compared to the last one. And he does give a very scrutinizing look to each party. They may be rudimentary, but after the last time, he wants to make sure that they actually enjoy it. Not that not that he's worried about Ralph.
Yeah.
What's that?
Is Riley back from scavenging for this?
Well, what did Riley scavenge? I'll say that first.
Riley, without even needing to roll, manages to scavenge up plenty more berries, and Riley doesn't know jack all about herbs, so I don't know if Riley even wants to try and find herbs.
I have a single brain cell. I would get grass.
Well, some grasses are edible.
All grass is technically edible. It's just a question of how many times.
You know that dandelions are edible. You managed to get some of those.
Cool, great. Add some colors.
So I expect that the scavenging was happening while Tucker was cooking, so he might add those on as he goes.
There we go. My contribution to the food pool is done.
Also, if I recall, dandelions are actually quite the good food. If I recall, like IRL too.
You could make them into wine.
I just remember there's a particular thing there, but considered as a weed, but actually it's a really useful herb and it has good nutrients. And I didn't know about the wine thing.
It's good for bees.
It's good for bees. Yeah. I don't know why that we consider them weeds. Honestly, they seem pretty good.
Yeah,
a weed
they're
is a plant that grows somewhere we don't want it to grow.
Oh.
Because dandelions go fucking everywhere. It's the staple image child of a weed.
I guess so.
So is there anything that Burke and Ralph are doing during this impromptu downtime?
Also, what are their opinions?
Oh, we're gonna.
The Tucker would be.
Yeah, we're gonna give the food a taste. Cause Ralph will be like, all right, more Tucker food.
The berries around here aren't particularly sweet. They're more of a... I won't say sharply sour. It's more of a subtle sour taste. Kind of like, lemons, but not... I'm probably thinking of some other citric fruit. But, roasting them has helped, and they're definitely more filling because they have been cooked.
If they're more of a sour tart sort of berry,
tart, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. If they're more tart, they would work better with herbs, anyways.
Sweet, I'm gonna be like, yeah, this is even better than the last stuff. You gotta write down both recipes, though.
Oh no. Vari just suggested using the miniature shell as a cooking pot to make syrup.
Tucker absolutely,
No.
absolutely beams to Ralph's comment, though. He's a very happy small boy. He looks he's just beaming like a little kid. Though that beam does swivel to the others as he waits for their thoughts.
Puppy sparkles. Brooke enjoys the berries. Yeah, this is pretty good. Great use of what we had on hand.
He looks happier. He looks happier than before.
Puppy sparkles.
He is just absorbing this.
So Riley, I have a question.
Yeah.
During the rest of this day, aside from foraging, what are you doing?
I want to fuck around with this miniature shell. I want to experiment with it.
But does Riley eat?
Okay, well, I will eat, but primarily I want to fuck around with the miniature shell.
Tucker cares about the eat part.
He will eat.
Okay, good. Tucker will make sure of that.
So, well, Lizard would be upset.
Actually, Riley liked the last meal, didn't he?
Yeah.
For some reason.
A hardtack soup. But Lizard would be upset if, Tucker didn't make sure that Riley ate, I guess.
Change that. Actually, hold on.
If Riley came back all skinny and malnourished looking, Lizard would be really upset with all of you.
All the more reason not to have that. Also, yeah, so let me just... Let's see, which one is it? No, not that one.
Puppy
No.
sparkles.
I don't think I have Puppy Sparkles, but I'm just double checking if I do. think I have blush, puppy blushes. Not quite the same thing, but I do have. Oh, well, I can just put on happy face. There, happy face. Happy.
So, Riley,
Yeah.
what are you trying to do as you draw it out?
I'm trying to just get more practice in shaping it. I want to get used to manipulating it, see if I can do more creative stuff with it, like like water bending, I guess.
So, there's a bit of time when it's quiet after the meal, while you're trying to practice with this thing in your hand, kind of like it's a bowl that you're trying to drag ingredients out of that are being stubborn. And you feel like there's someone behind you. Like this. It's almost a voice in your ear this time.
It's mildly uncomfortable, but okay. This isn't be the first time someone's been whispering in my ear.
Interesting.
There's an echo of a hand over your own that helps you draw out the energy this time. You don't see it, but you feel like it's there. And it guides your hand up as you draw the energy out. And it's stable this time. And while it's not particularly long, it is a stable rod shape. Focus. Make it sharper. Concentrate on the point, not on everything at once.
Okay. He'll focus on the point.
As Riley closes his eyes to visualize this, slowly the end of the rod sharpens. It tapers. It's not much, but it's a needle now. And you can feel the energy that likes to spiral in this. It likes this shape. The point gives it a focus. Something that it can spiral from and to. It makes it easier to hang on to. It almost feels like you could probably swing it around a few times and it wouldn't just, burst into more bubbles.
I think Raleigh will do exactly that. Give it a couple swings. Maybe a jab.
Are you gonna swing at anything?
Is there a tree nearby?
There are plenty.
Okay, I'll do some swings at a tree.
You swing the first time as you get closer, and the tip does scratch the bark a bit. But on the second swing, the hit is solid, which is, weird for anything that isn't like Bone Rush or Force Palm for you. But unfortunately, the shape is not particularly stable. Well, it is stable, per se, but it's not stable after impact.
Right.
And it breaks. It feels like something shattering, and for a moment it almost looks like fragments as it fades away. The rest of it getting sucked into that basin that you're holding. It occurs to you that you could probably start thinking of the basin as a sort of scabbard, if you keep using it this way. It makes you wonder, what could you do, or any of the others do, if you had this shell worked into something?
curious. Very curious. Time to make note of this.
You feel satisfaction in the back of your head. When you look back at the camp, you could swear you can see an echo of Tiber before it fades away.
Does anybody else see that, or is that a Riley exclusive?
Riley exclusive. He ain't strong enough to be making appearances.
Tucker does pay some attention to what Riley is doing, but he probably isn't completely aware of Tiber's influence. I mean, if he were to focus his empathy, perhaps, but he's not currently.
Neat. So you made, like, the Hypno Sword? Burke says.
Maybe. I'm not sure what exactly it would do if I was to hit somebody with it. Aside from, well, sword things, I guess.
Hey, Riley.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Add a tick for Sacred Sword.
Every single time I click on this thing, I get such a pang of anxiety.
I know! Because, like, you can't see where your thing is.
I probably spelled sacred wrong, because I can't. It's all
You
all
spelled
the
it correct.
text box is fucked.
You did. You
Cool.
spelled it correctly.
Fantastic.
Let me fix the text box for you.
I can see the text box just fine, so I have made it.
You did, however, scroll
Thank
sight
you.
off the bottom. I think. I don't know. Is there supposed to be an S at the top?
No.
I got rid of it.
Okay. Let me do this too. There. I do think something scrolled off the bottom. We could reduce
it's
the
not.
number. No? Was there something underneath Minier Shell scrapped?
No, I just
cool?
wrote
Nope.
that. I literally just wrote that.
You
I
just
could've-
wrote it.
Okay, I could have sworn there was something down there below it, but okay. Maybe it's just gook.
Oh, Jesus. Bro, do you realize what you're offering here?
Oh, yeah, Brooks.
Brooke nods. Well, if you need a sparring partner to try it out, I'm down.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
I mean, you guys haven't really sparred amongst yourselves.
No, we haven't.
I don't think. No, I mean,
of course.
we could.
Of course.
We don't talk about that. That
Yeah.
doesn't count. That wasn't sparring.
But it
that
may
was
be-
a blood match.
Yeah, but it may be a reason why Tucker may not be offering that spar match to you himself. So, yeah.
I mean, Brooke, if you want to, I guess I could heal you afterwards.
Brookline.
Exactly. Better than doing nothing, doing it against something dangerous and it not doing anything when you need it to, Brooke says. Also, I don't know where Brooke's text has gone.
Are you not seeing it?
No,
Oh.
yeah. Riley's text is normal for me. Everyone else's is wonky, so I'm gonna assume it's there.
I mean, as usual, I have no wonk because I'm server host.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause you're the
I
host,
can,
so-
I can see everybody else's text just fine. So
Yeah,
Ralph's
so
just doesn't
I'm
exist.
gonna assume it's just like server wonk.
I mean,
and
Ralph's
everything
is
normal.
Ralph is state 50 and WQWW. I don't know what that means, but okay.
He never.
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about
Why
that.
does it say state 50?
I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna assume everything is fine and it's just stuff. So, besides, I'm not afraid to make it few new scars. They make for fun stories. And you can make up stories about them.
Can't confirm, Kyrio. Your cheat looks fine.
Yeah, I saw his sheet normally before, and I
That's
actually-
Riley's text box over Brooks.
Wait a minute, you're right. You're right, it is overlaid wrong. Sorry, you're right. Good point.
I don't know why it's overlaid like that. It was fine earlier, and I even added a tick for something because Brooke decided they were going to help out Ralph.
I'll save the table and reload it, and I'll check it after the session.
Welcome back, Tubby.
Actually, you know what? Just hold on a second.
You mildly missed Riley getting to have a mentor moment with Tiber and making sword needle thing.
Ooh, neat. Oh, I'm so impressed that it just booted me out.
Sorry, that was actually intentional.
Well,
I can do it real fast. There we go.
It is about time for us to stop anyway.
I don't even get to stab Brooke today.
Not today.
Speaking of, I still have it in mind to commission that scene of Ralph just shucking the Salazzle in between him and Rampaging Riley.
I do, unfortunately, yeah. I'm glad you saved it, Kyrio, because your sheet does seem permanently broken. I think everybody should. I advise everyone to save their sheets on a notepad or something between sessions. That would be smart. Though mine never seems to break for some reason. But yeah, anyways.
Mine was doubled for some reason.
Yours is double security for some reason.
I've simultaneously confused with, I think everybody else's notes, as well as doubled my own.
A Ralph Riley fusion.
Beerus relates at the end of a golf sessions, we always screenshot our sheet and post it in a channel.
What would psychic type here if they read the thoughts of a Riley Ralph fusion?
Oh no.
Also,
anyway,
all I have to do for myself.
I feel like you wouldn't be able to hear anything. It would just be Tiber screaming.
You drunk?
I heard the hick too. Yeah.
No, I'm not drunk.
All right.
It's something a drunk person.
In any case, it's about, a good time to end the session.
Can me and Brooke roll initiatives so we remember that we're gonna fight next time?
Are you doing that immediately? Okay. I took that to mean like Brooke's like, yeah, we could spar sometimes, and Riley's just like, all right, let's go. Like, okay.
The implication was that would be right now.
Alright, let's throw it down.
Okay, so on the battle initiative, I've just left a note. Brooke and Riley want to spar next time.
Yeah. Open invitation clear right now. Fair enough.
You're not included, Ralph. Is your name Brooke?
It's not super late.
Anyway. Yeah, I do not know what is up with the text boxes lately and the wonkiness. Because, it's tabletop. I don't know why you're so drunk anymore.
It used to be better. It really used to be. I wish that you had the option of not updating games these days, Like, it'd be nice to have that choice, but games just do it regardless.
Well, for the most part, it does make them better. It's just for some games, especially like this, there are bits and bobs that people will have that end up getting really screwed up, and we don't really have any way to fix them. Yeah. So it's something we just sort of have to suffer.
It's not really a huge deal.
Yeah, especially for a table as big and, dare I say, complex as this one.
I mean, I've started to get used to it, so I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just reset the table because everything just crashed. That's
yeah,
fine,
it's just stuff is stuff. So I'm not worried about it. Yeah, but it would be good practice to start saving certain details on a notepad.
Yeah.
Any case,
or just screenshot your screen and save that. Yeah. I restored my inventory, but I can't seem to have my top text box to get rid of the duplication. Oh.
Yeah, the duplication thing, that's nothing you can do about that one.
It's some sort of weird overlay.
Specifically the top one? Here you go, it's gone now.
Again, it's client side, because I could still see two other people's text overlaid over it. And even though you just deleted some of it, there are still others there.
Alright, Kyrios, just drop me a Telegram message of what you want in both boxes, and I'll put it in and save the table, and hopefully everything will align next time.
Alright, could you also tell us how much XP you get? 'Cause, yeah, you're gonna have to put that in for all of us too, because I can't read mine.
Fair enough.
I can just tell that it's 2 digits.
What's the XP of the session?
So, for starters, everyone gets... I'm just gonna say everyone gets 3 this session, because everyone did something really interesting or had something really interesting happen in addition to, base XP.
Alright, I'll put 3 in for literally everyone, so don't change
How
the
much
box.
do I have now?
You have 22 now. And Brooke has 11 now.
Show me.
And
Do I
Tubby
want to
has
spend
19
this?
now. There we
I
go.
think I do, actually.
Okay.
I'm saving up for a swallow.
God, I would like to spend.
On.
I want to upgrade my special.
Special? How much
Yes.
is
Is that
that?
enough?
You have
20? Yeah.
Is that 20? Yeah, that's 20. He's right?
That's 20. Yeah. 2 times 10.
Alright, well, that'll leave you with 2 then.
I'll change your number to 2.
Not
Don't
yet.
forget to add to your level, I guess. I don't know how much. How's that
Yeah.
factor again?
That should be increasing it by 3. Again, I can't do
43.
anything about that.
I'm pretty sure I've dropped the ball numerous times on my level and it's inaccurate, but whatever. Somebody could, if somebody
Yeah,
wanted, if anybody in the audience wants to look up this sheet, because I'm like on it right now. If anybody looks at this and tells me and can determine what the calculations are for Pokerole for my level, let me know. But
I actually did that at some point with myself because I realized at one point my level and my XP were the same, and at one point spent my levels as AXP instead of my EXP, so I had to recount.
But yeah, I can't be arsed to level is purely just a cosmetic number, but so I can't really be
It's-
arsed. I'm
yeah.
already busy enough, anyways. But if you guys want to look at this and figure it out, let me know the number you get.
Yeah,
I
I
wouldn't
was.
worry about it too much. It's a general gist of how strong you all are.
Yeah, I
Garrus,
was keeping
there's an
up with
update
it
for
for,
the,
a
thing now.
while,
Actually, here.
but I just gave up and said IDK like 30-ish question mark.
Yeah. And it helps me create encounters to an extent, but I've realized that just with the basic encounter making rules, I can easily generate encounters that'll deal with all of you, regardless of your level.
There are specifically 2 moves that care for level, though: Nightshade and Seismic Toss. So it might be good to get it accurate later.
Depending on if either of those moves become
Relevant.
yours.
Yes, Beerus, my special is now 3.
But here
So-
we go. Yeah, Riley increased special by 1, right? Right?
Yes.
But anyways, I just moused over everybody's sheet, so if anybody wants to like recalculate levels on sheets, go right ahead. I'm sure somebody would care, so.
Kai's been making me roll a lot of special dice recently, so I gotta up that stat before I lose my mind.
And so now that in the YouTube video, it'll just be a nice scroll of each sheet, so if people want to
Is
look
it
that up.
this one that has the other one, Lucario?
I think you're too far ahead. No? You're too far
No, you're
ahead.
not far enough.
Wait, what? Oh, wait.
You're Gen 5.
He's right.
You're the wrong book.
Isn't it Gen 4?
Yeah, it's Gen 4.
That's why I was like, no,
You're too far ahead.
hold on.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Look, it's hard to tell.
I honestly can never remember. It's the book. You
I'm
want
not allowed
this
to
book.
forget
You
because
want this
everyone's
book.
been giving me such. Once I say such a hard time, people have never been letting me live down the fact that there's a remake coming out for Gen 4. Like, hey, Riolu dude, look at this shit. Yeah.
Wait, what page is Riolu on? Let's see. I don't know how far down the decks he is.
Ah, I went too far.
Definitely
Not far enough.
somewhere between that.
Where are they?
Are they pre? The important question is: are they pre-Bidoof or post-Bidoof?
Post Bidoof.
Okay.
You have a good night, Kyrio, and thank
Bye,
you
Kyrio.
for coming to the session.
Yeah.
And I hope all of you have really enjoyed
Oh.
the session.
Yeah. If the session's up, I'm gonna head. Yeah, this is up, and hopefully we can continue next week. I'll poke if anybody wants to talk about it in the Pokerole group has a problem with that, just let me know. But yeah. Now where's Riolu? But yeah, have a good night, Kyro. Thanks for the good one-liners today. I cannot. Where is Puppo? There's Puppo. There you go.
I've now got my special stat is maxed out. So of all my main stats, only insight is left.
I see. Is that what you want to check, or were you looking for something else?
I was
it-
looking for the limits just in case.
Ah, fair.
I am nearly peak performance for Riolu. Like, there's like 3 more moves I could get, and 1 more insight, and this is peak Riolu.
And you're very proud about that. Battle ready.
Yeah. I mean, this is a character who's gone toe to toe with gods. I gotta live up to that this game too.
Actually, realizing that this particular book has Pugina,
3 of us?
Riolu,
Yeah.
and Munchlax. So the only one's missing is Brooke.
SMH, Brooke.
So yeah, here's the thing about the miniature shell that I will tell you as DM to players, rather than character knowledge. You can probably get that worked into several, like, any number of things. You could probably get it turned into magic jewelry, for instance.
Oh, is Tucker gonna finally repay the magic rock I gave him in like session 4?
You could. You could probably get it turned into a held item, or, you know, another garment item.
Somebody suggested a mask earlier, because I guess technically miniature shells do have holes in the front. So.
You could make it into a mask. Technically, in its current state, Tucker could use it as a cooking implement, but I'm not sure what it would do to the food.
One, it's probably still got like silt deposits and stuff in it. Two, it's questionable what happens when you boil something with crystals. Like,
I mean,
you know,
You
it's
sound
not
like
like
a
the
40-something-year-old woman at this point. You're crystal healing.
Rocky helmet I am acquired by equipping on head. Fair enough.
I mean, you could, but unfortunately, there are no spikes. Also, you don't know headbutt or anything.
Technically, it does have spikes on it, kind of though.
But
or is that
you
is that the miniature's body? I don't think it
That's
is.
the miniature's body.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Those are holes then.
Yes,
Without the body,
as
yeah.
I mentioned, it does have holes. You could have it made into a mask. You could, if you found the right person, have the crystal made into lenses for glasses.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Or a looking glass, or even, you know, some kind of weird mirror, maybe. There's a lot of possibilities with this. You just need to take it to the right person. And like I said, if Riley wants, he could probably get his half made into an actual scabbard.
That'd be pretty cool.
It would be. I sent you that image like last week, and it could work.
Well, I suppose.
Oh yes, the image of
Yep.
Riolu Rogue.
Yeah. I've been sending Car like every fun Riolo and Lucario image I've seen on Twitter for like 2 years.
Yep, it's great. Well, the other thing you could do now that I think about it, if you had someone who could do it right, you could probably get the crystal woven into cloak.
Huh.
Oh my god, that would be fucking sweet!
That actually would be pretty cool looking.
Imagine I could conjure a sword out of my cloak. Oh my god, that's awesome.
All right,
Right.
I guess you
Okay.
found what you want.
Okay, I'm not on tabletop anymore. Please alter the note, craft it into something cool, craft it into a fucking cloak. Put that on my sheet.
Fine, hold on.
Oh my god, that's genius!
I wrote it in an appropriate tone for your current tone. There we go. There we go. I think that matches your emotions well, so.
Yes. Oh. Well, I think we need to find the seamstress now. I've got a job for you.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Y'all are geographically close to her location. Do you really want to divert now?
we can go on the way back. We'll find the ice type first.
That sounds
That's
fair.
true.
Tucker
Also-
has. Oh shoot! Did Tucker leave the garment? No, he has it in his bag, right? Yeah.
Which one? The...
His
No, I'm going to bed. Have fun.
his garment that
That's
he
good,
wanted
mate.
to actually address with the seamstress.
Oh, the...
He has it with
The,
him. I made it for some reason. I
bandana,
decided to stop
or
making
whatever.
it. Yeah. The entire. His entire cafe outfit that is too
Oh.
weak to use in combat because it is delicate.
Make it
He
a
wanted-
combat-ready
He
garment.
wanted it to make, yeah, he wanted combat made outfit. Need to be reinforced. So he
Battle
wanted to
made.
see, he did want to see the seamstress about that.
I do like the battle made aesthetic.
I thought he left it at home? I don't know.
No, I recall now. I thought he did it to it, and then I remember no, the egg was left at home, but he actually
Yeah, the egg is left at home.
But he has been
I'm-
trucking the dress away in his bag without actually wearing it. So So this has also been useful for padding things and such at times. So
Okay.
such as if he has something delicate he needs to wrap up, so he puts in within the outfit, basically.
Also, I'll admit the idea of having Riley draw his sacred sword out of the cloak is cool.
That is pretty cool. Alright, one more save because I had to edit the sheet.
Gosh, as this campaign goes on and on further, it gets more and more anime, and I'm super okay with it.
I'm gonna poke the note down into the Pokerole chat. I do think, guys, that we will be able to run next Wednesday, and barring obstacles to that, but I don't think
Barring
there's any.
life.
Barring life. Life has been really a life lately. Like, it's...
Yeah, I agree.
It's just been problems one after another for me and friends and stuff. It's just like, oof.
I'll be honest, though, this session has really helped.
This was a pretty chill session. I enjoyed this. I was too tired to handle super serious stuff, but I was definitely in the mood for cute puppy action, so I just did that instead.
I mean, I could have just let you guys travel all the way to the Drizzle Woods, but that was boring. I want stuff to happen.
Instead, we visit the Drizzle Grove first. And also, I'm glad a lot of you were commenting that a lot of people gave a positive comment on the music, which I appreciate. Obviously, I didn't make the music myself or anything, but I do pick out, I have hand-picked out every single track and such for Pokerole, so I'm just glad that you guys enjoy it.
And
it's a good song.
As we move forward with hopefully the next few sessions, you guys should hear more new music that hopefully you all enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm definitely going to start more fast-tracking you guys going through the wild prairie and things, especially going back the way you came. But I will make note, oh yeah, X amount of time has, gone past, like, 2-3 days, etc. Because y'all are getting to the point where you can just survive out there, barring disasters.
Also,
and stampedes and thunderstorms.
Yeah.
There's the author and original title of this song for those of you that want to look it up. The original song was called Thank You Card, which is a very wholesome name.
Also, on another note, anyone who backed it, Flynn the Son of Crimson finally arrived today.
I don't remember that.
I backed it on Kickstarter. It involves Big Fluffy Puppo.
Oh, okay. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. Have you told me about this? If so, I just forgot.
I don't know if I told you about it before. I actually feel bad if I didn't.
It'll link me up later then, maybe.
I have the OST and the game itself, but I will link you to it on Steam in just a minute.
Okay, a little curious. Wonder if it's something I could put together for a furry feature or such. But yeah,
maybe not furry feature, but there is big, adorable Puppo in it.
Oh, I see. I thought that was the focus.
No, sadly not. I would have loved it if Puppo was focus, but such as it is.
I guess I'll put the meteor. Actually, yeah, I'll put the meteor away. Boop. Bye. Since we've turned him into items in our inventory at this point, or the shell. But with that all being said, I am also fairly tired, so I think I will call session 66 here. This was quite nice. Hopefully we'll be able to continue next week. Ideally we will. So keep an eye out for session 67 around then. I guess there's one thing I forgot to do, which I should end before doing the outro completely. There was one redemption. So how do I access redemptions that are older? I think you go to this. Nope, that's not. Why is Twitch like the most annoying? Where was this request? I don't see it now. You can pull up old requests later, but I don't remember how to do it. Beerus, help me out. Oh no, he already just left. God damn it, he knows how to do this. So, under the mod panel somewhere, maybe Car, you can look at it too. I think you still have mod powers. Somewhere it would let me see my redemptions people made. And under that, there was a Tucker redemption. And I would like to... Oh, wait, request queue. There we go. Found it. Okay. So anyways, I will do this Tucker read that Blue redeemed an hour ago when I couldn't do it because we were in the middle of session. But I can do it now. I wonder if I can hypnotize with my adorable cuteness. Not in a bad way, obviously. Maybe we can get more to join us. Well, I think some of you are already hypnotized by that, such as those making the requests for Tucker. See, the best hypnotism is so good that you don't even realize you're hypnotized, after all. The mental suggestion, you know, grips your brain, so. But what if we all got a link? A link to what? Just thought of it. A link? And what would a link to? Car, I want to get a link as well, said Chris. Wait, what are we talking about? Oh! Car.
Oh!
They all want the link.
Give me 1 sec.
They all want a link, so just put it in the chat, I guess. I was very confused. My brain disconnected from the conversation. I'm tired.
I've been waiting a while for this game. It's also currently 10% off.
Cool. I'll look at that later, though. For now, that was the end of session 66. I hope you guys enjoyed. And, yeah, hopefully next week we'll continue with session 67. But if not, then it'll probably be 2 weeks. But most likely next week, so keep an eye out. But in any case, I hope you all have a good night.